Tes. Boleh? Oh ya? Apa tu? Thank you guys. Halo Amos, let's go. Halo Amos. Batam hadir, thank you very much. Sound semua okey ke? Tolong bagi tahu Sound in game, sound saya.
Ada ECH Bank.
Ada ECH. Vamos dulu main. Echo.
Bergma Sound.
Double. Aku dah agak lah. Okey, sekarang.
Suara Double.
Sekarang.
Sound TKOK Gemma.
Sekarang okey tak? Sama. Ada lagi.
Lagi.
Okey dah. Double. Double juga.
Double Jugek.
Kejap. Aku cuba tutup yang desktop audio sini. Tolong bagi tahu sekarang. Sama. Ini kena buka balik.
Центр кредит банкымен сіз қарапайым және заманауи шешімдердің ортасындасыз. Нық сеніммен жаңа мүмкіндіктер ашып, тексерілген сапаға сеніңіз. BCC KZ мүмкіндіктерді кеңейтіңіз.
Test mic. Now okey ke tak okey? Okey dah. Okey. So, dah okey. Audio game sebab aku tutup sini. Cuba buka balik.
Mobile is an esports discipline.
Hello, hi. Kata hari tu tak boleh live.
Consists of a digital stage only. 16 teams compete in 5v5 matches
Uns
played in
dos
a
tres
best of 3
Halavamos.
format. Throughout the tournament, are
Kita dengar.
played as best of 3 series,
saya
with the
dengar.
first team to win 2 games claiming the series. The first game
YT
begins with a
dengar.
physical coin. The winning
Okay.
team chooses either its side of the map or first pick in the hero draft.
Sabar ya,
In the
guys.
second game, the
Rain tak
choice
buat live.
automatically
Rain tak
passes
dapat.
to the opposing team. If a third and
Okay, Mike.
deciding game is
Sound
required,
in-game
the
korang
right
dengar ke?
to choose is once again
YT?
determined by a physical coin toss. Teams
Waalaikumsalam.
earn tournament points for each series victory in accordance with the tournament bracket.
Dah. Satu kata ni.
Games of the
Ni,
future.
dia. Itu lain. Sound game tak dengar. Kejap. Okey, kejap. Ni yang tutup tadi.
Games of the future.
Hello, mic testing 1 2 1 2. Okey, kejap. For that particular case, sound okey di YT okey kejap. Buat tu. YT clear bang. Okey YT tak ada masalah sekarang ni TT. Double sound. Kejap kita tengah configure sabar ya. Dia tahu suara double, sabar. Ni hebat juga kan. Maknanya suara aku je kan sekarang double. Nah tu in game sound okey katanya. Dah okey, dah okey.
Oh, okay.
That's my thing. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check mic, check mic. Pecah kan? In game tak ada. Ada je in game. Mic testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. In game ada slow. Itu yang tadi awak naikkan ni. Ini in game ke aku punya mic? Tapi music kuat semacam. Sekejap, kita adjust dekat sini. Tu lah, tadi naikkan tu. Turunkan balik. Mic testing, mic testing. Welcome to the stream. Gotf.
Welcome to Games of the Future 2026. It's good to be back, and we are hot off of the heels of another major international tournament in Paris, where we saw Team Spirit rise above all. Not too long after that, we find ourselves here, another major stage as well. It's Renmar and Wolf that you'll be hearing calling the shots here on this
Ada
broadcast.
official live ke? Ini official live lah ni. Apa lagi?
I'm feeling wonderful.
Korang dah masuk, dah orang dah stream. Tak payahlah tanya boleh stream ke, boleh stream ke. Nak layan, tak nak belah. Boleh pula, boleh stream ke. Dah orang stream tu layan je lah. Aku dah tengah stres masalah nak betulkan aku punya mic. Datang banyak pula soal boleh stream ke. Dah orang stream, layan.
Oh, it wasn't. It was actually Indonesia. It was Onyx, yep. But now things have changed, and you witnessed that in Paris,
Sound dia
Mr. Renmar. And I'm just so excited to see
So ni okay,
Falcons and Team Spirit go against each other. But I don't think that we'll see them literally today.
Bang, macam mana nak try out team MPL? Saya teringin nak join MPL dari 2017 lagi. Alamak. Sabar bang.
Round 1
Saya dah marah dah ni.
We'll be looking at Group B and Group D matches over here. If I'm not mistaken, the schedules will be up in confirmation.
Semua okay kan?
So when everyone saw the groups, it was pretty shocking, especially even more so now after the results that we saw in MSC. The fact we'll see teams like Falcons
in-game kuat.
all in one group. The surprise of the tournament in Entity 7 will be going up against Yanfeng.
So in-game macam mana sekarang?
All throughout, even Group B, C, D, there are big names to watch out for in global MLBB esports.
In-game tak cukup.
Single group that we have right now, you'll witness
suara daripada sana sebenarnya tak berapa okey je.
What was that? SRG
Okay, bang,
versus
sekarang okey,
Aurora Gaming. I think that's going to be pretty
Ni satu lagi. Abang nak boleh live dah orang live tu layan je lah.
Big surprises during the most recent and biggest MLBB tournament just a few
mana yang belum follow, tolong bantu saya follow, bantu saya subscribe. Terima kasih banyak.
We did not see both Aurora as well as SRG make it after round
so BTR
one of the
Ramos,
playoffs,
yes,
but
kita
maybe
dekat
this time in Games
stream
of the
yang betul
Future,
lah.
we're gonna show what they really have right now.
In-game
So
masih
when
slow,
it comes to our schedule for this specific stream, it's going to be BTR against Vamos. Oh wait, okay, but anyways, Foot versus BW later on, and then Onyx
Test my testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
going up against Alpha 7.
My testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Di stream solo ke bang? Ya, di stream solo.
Presented are with the time based
Mike
in
dah okay.
Astana.
Mike
As
dah
of the
okay.
moment, there's a 3-hour difference. So wherever you're watching from, if you're watching
Okay,
from
Mike dah okay.
most likely from
Sound
+8,
in-game.
+7 here in the Southeast
Sound
Asian
saya dah
region,
turunkan.
then go ahead just and adjust those times a little bit. But
Rain
those
tak
are the
live,
matches you're going to be
Rain
seeing
tak dapat.
today. We're
Lagipun
gonna be
dia
looking at
ada urusan
Group
dia
B
dah keluar.
and Group D today. And
Di mana
we're gonna be
tengok bang?
starting it off
Game
Tengok
Kuat
dekat jiran
Kang
sebelah.
By
Tengok,
Vitality
makcik tu ada buka TV tak?
versus
Tengok.
Vamos.
Dekat jiran sebelah.
Michael
Ini
K.
bukan, ini
Echo
bukan.
OK Sound Game
Ini
not
bukan.
Those two
good.
had very
Ini
surprising
tempat
results
saya nak tunjuk
in
macam mana cara
very
orang main bully.
different reasons
Nak
in the
tengok
previous
GOTF,
one.
nak tengok
Wherein we
Vamos
thought
main
VTR
pergi
by
ketuk
Vitality
rumah
would be
sebelah.
making it to the grand finals. They got knocked out in the first rounds, and
Ah.
Team Vamos as well.
Dia dah boleh masuk, dia boleh tanya kat aku kat mana nak tengok apa
In-game
kau tengok
master
tengok apa.
summon.
in the international stage because the last time that we saw
Eh,
them
terima
prior to
kasih.
that
Yang mana
was
yang tadi
a few
RM3
months,
dia tanya macam mana cara nak
maybe
masuk
a month,
untuk
right?
nak
And
bermain
they
MPL untuk
made
adik
history
tadi.
by
Adik
defeating the
kan kalau nak
defending
main MPL
champions of their
sekarang ni
region in
banyak tim
Indonesia.
open untuk MAL.
Eventually,
Cuba
what we
masuk
saw from
MAL.
them
Team
was
Spirit
Cuba
about to
tunjukkan
run
bakat awak dekat
Bank.
situ.
a performance in the group stages of the most recent tournament. And then,
Salam dari Kokas.
the players you
Waalaikumsalam.
mentioned,
Warga Kokas
when they
hadir.
got knocked out by
Absen
a
guys, absen.
Filipino team, they still showed a
Lamanya.
lot of promise. But I
Eh,
feel
kau
like
nak menikah
for
pun kena tunggu
VTR
lama Tok Kadi
Vitality,
sampai
there's
dia nak
still a
bentang
lot
tika.
of,
Kan? Dia nak baca doa.
unrealized
Bukan datang-datang
potential
aku
of their
nikahkan
squad. I
kadi
think that
kau.
they
Tak
still
ada.
wanted- they're so
Sabar.
frustrated that they have not been able to
Lamanya,
move through, but
lamanya,
I think
lamanya.
that this is a very
Stres
strong
dia
team
aku,
still.
stres.
Yeah. Still have
Remind you,
more
Ben.
matches coming
Naik
your
darah
way.
tu,
Of
game pun belum
course,
start.
you missed out the schedule that we showed up earlier. We have Foot
Syuk.
Esports versus Bushido Wildcats.
Syuk, saya dah
We're
jawab,
gonna be
Syuk.
seeing teams
Terima
such
kasih,
as
Syuk,
Onyx
untuk RM3-nya.
Pro, if I'm not mistaken, Mongols versus
Sabar
Food
Bang
Eater.
Semoga Panjang Umur Abang Lord.
But in just a moment,
Amin,
we
terima
will
kasih.
MKN
be
Yang mana,
Uzbek.
starting and
thank you.
heading
Saya memang macam tu guys. Yang mana
into
first time
the
hadir,
match.
jangan terkejut dengan cara
BTR
saya. This is
by
my way
Vitality
of streaming.
versus
Kan
Vamos.
saya
And
jerit-jerit marah korang,
I don't
itu
know if
adalah
you could
perkara yang
pivot
biasa.
for these two
Jangan
as being
terasa, kalau
victims
terasa
of the
boleh
meta,
pergi
because I
ketuk
feel
rumah
like they
jiran
were
sebelah,
able
boleh
to
layan
adjust-
dengan makcik sebelah.
Adjust
Okay.
to it quite well. They had some
So
clear
yang mana yang hadirkan
ideas.
diri, thank you very much. Terima kasih untuk support.
I can say,
Yang mana yang belum
I can say
follow,
they're
tolong
both
follow.
the victims and
Kan
benefactors.
punya
There was
susah
a
payah saya
specific time
dapatkan
when both of them
whitelist ini.
were very
Last
dominant
minute saya
early
dapat.
into
Thank you kepada
the
yang
tournament
memberikan
without
saya
a doubt.
whitelist.
And I was
Kan
actually surprised how
untuk
Vamos
warga YT juga
had,
terima kasih. Jangan lupa untuk tekan button subscribe.
had agency of the draft of the meta game when we saw that they're picking Eudora first. They're
Bila
the
nak
very
start?
first team,
Lepas makcik
literally
rumah
the first
sebelah
team to
kau tu
actually
balik daripada
play it,
pasar.
and it looked like they were in
Jangan
command.
tanya
In
pasar
fact, they
buka ke petang-petang
won,
ni. Buka.
straight afterwards, but then come to playoffs, so we saw them falter. We saw how teams have adjusted against them. So because of the volatility of the meta game, they're both victims and benefactors, as I would say.
Eman, Finn, Moreno, Nile, Shogun, the same names that we saw in action not too far back. And I'm gonna be a little bit
Thank
more
you
worried
for the
about
follow.
the teams
Ramai yang
that
follow.
that this squad
Alhamdulillah,
goes
aku boleh
up against. There
100,000
were a
dah
lot of
follower.
hopes for them,
10,000
a lot
subscriber
of
dan 100,000 follower.
expectations that,
Tolong follow ramai-ramai.
unfortunately, they were just not
Ini
able
memang
to
farming
meet. So I have a
follower tu.
feeling that
Batak
they're
follower
gonna
tu
be
abang Lot.
hungry
Batak
to
subscriber,
really
batak follower
showcase
tu.
what Vitality could
Tak
have
guna
been
punya orang tua.
if they made it to the grand finals of MSC 2026 and if they had a much deeper run. Meanwhile, Vamos, I feel like they're a little bit of one of the few surprises of the tournament. Yes, they eventually got
Nasib
Dengar
Rumah
lifetime
Marcik
license. Oh, tak tahu.
Nanti kena tank ke
Saya tak tahu dia
flashbang.
dapat
People, a
streaming
lot of players
whitelist
were
ke tak.
thinking it was
Saya
Vamos
tak tahu.
for
Orang lain saya tak tahu. Yang saya dapat, alhamdulillah. Saya mohon juga untuk raid tapi tak dapat. Jadi mereka sangat-sangat restrict dengan siapa yang mereka nak bagi. Kan? So alhamdulillah saya dapat. Saya luangkan masa saya, petang saya bersama dengan korang semua. Thank you untuk hadirkan diri dalam live streaming saya. Lockdown error Nanko Siska. Let's go Siska. Thank you Syuk. Baik bang, thank you. Tapi abang ada tak mana-mana source untuk saya cuba masuk email saya duduk Johor? Ada je bang, ada je dik. Ada dik. Nanti awak DM saya, awak main 1-2 game dengan saya sebelum saya nice
Nasib Rumah Marcik
recommend
kena
dengan
tank ke
orang. Sebab saya tak
flashbang.
nak recommend kepada tim-tim MAL kalau awak tidak ada kualiti. So saya nak tengok awak ada kualiti kita kan. Kurang-kurangnya tunjuk. Sebab kalau saya yang recommend, insyaAllah tim akan try out awak. Tapi saya tak nak lah memalukan diri saya.
Harap SRG boleh
Saya
main
akan
meta
cuba membantu
GOTFC.
anak-anak muda yang nak naik pergi bermain dekat professional league. Saya boleh bantu. Tapi pastikan syarat kau boleh main. Kau boleh diajar, kau boleh ditegur, kau
Nasib
boleh
Rumah
diberi
Marcik
nasihat.
nanti dia
Kalau
kena
semua
tank
itu
ke
tak ada,
flashbang.
tolong jangan
MSC.
kontak saya.
Of course, if I'm not mistaken, for Vamos, there might have been a few. No,
Masik rumah makcik nanti dia kena tangkap basa bang.
Ini kalah terus balik ke tak ada, guys. Menang, dia akan pergi ke next round untuk menentukan grup siapa nombor 1, nombor 2. Yang kalah akan pergi ke bawah bermain satu lagi match, decider match, which is esok. Okay, hari ini dan besok adalah group stage. Hari Jumaat adalah play-in, dan hari Sabtu adalah semi-final. Hari Ahad tempat ketiga dan keempat dan juga grand final. Habis sampai hari Ahad. Faham anak-anak?
I really feel like
Adik-adik, faham?
especially because of how close
Farming
we were.
follower bang. Let's go
Most
farming
recent
follower
tournament,
dan juga
there was
farming
another tournament
subscriber.
telecasted thereafter, and it's still the same. Unfortunately,
Tengok kat mana bang? Lu kat
this
rumah
metagame
makcik sebelah
is what
kau.
I would call the snowball fight, where both teams will just try to draft the most snowbally kind of hero composition that they can have. and
Apa
play
benda tu? Apa
accordingly.
benda tu?
And if they play it
Nak
correctly,
tengok mana? Apa kau tengah tengok apa ni?
in
Ini
the
apa? Ini apa?
early game will easily
Ini
take
apa?
over the entire game.
Mana Grace? Grace, Nana.
And that was so evident during the
Tolong
grand
hadirkan diri
finals,
Grace,
where
Nana ada ke?
just the first few fights,
Wih,
you
banyaknya
already
komen-komen
know who's
aku.
clearly
For the
winning.
first time
And I feel
selepas
like
punya
it's because of the
ramai,
presence of some really
punya
busted
lama
heroes
komen
in
aku
the
tak berhenti
mid-game.
dah dekat
Sabar,
YQ
Bang,
dengan
Lord,
TT.
when you come
Macam mana
on
dah aku nak
Heroes
baca?
like the Freya,
Kalau komen
Hirara,
korang nak dibaca
even
satu je cara guys, SB.
Hirara, as great as
Farming
a
duit
hero
ke
as
bang?
she
Farming
is,
duit.
she's not as busted as a snowball composition
SB
that
saya
has
baca.
heroes like Embarrass. It's so confusing. And I
Select
feel like
follower,
yes,
batak
this
follower,
agree
batak
with you, the
subscriber,
snowball meta
batak
is a
duit tau.
great way to put
Nak
it, but
kahwin lagi bang.
the different
Nak
pieces
kahwin
that
lagi.
you can build around it make it all the more very difficult for coaching staffs and players.
Yeah, because teams are starting to get innovative.
Apalah udah
I
makan
even
belum?
saw,
Udah. Jam 11 pagi
usage
saya sudah
of
makan.
Clint versus Melissa that eventually
ABG Lord
we
Pala
see in
Config.
the latter
Oh,
the earlier
buat live
stages
alhamdulillah
actually.
boleh lah. Ramai-ramai
Started
juga
by
dapat.
none other than
Maknanya
Evan,
ramai lah dapat KOL.
Melissa,
Ada lah tak main tapi
Melissa
mungkin
is
selected
one
streamer.
with that hero, how
Terima
in terms
kasih
of
Putra
they've been
Arahan, dia kata
able to
Waalaikumsalam.
their opponents
Boleh
because
tak
of that
pesan kat
Melissa
PH
pick, and then
MPL
all of a sudden
MY
teams
kalau
have started
event
to
M series dan MSC
identify
buat kat
some
studio
answers
macam
to it,
MPL
like
mohon
the
dengarkan
clip
larian
coming
kami
out
insyaAllah.
from, Team Falcons,
Saya akan
and they were able to use it against
saya ada
that
plan
Melissa.
sebenarnya
And
nak
then
sediakan
there was
studio
that
di
big
tempat
fight
saya.
between Hirara
Itu pun saya akan
versus
minta
Melissa.
izin daripada
Hirara
bos
just decided
bos
Hirara is
nanti
just way
kalau
better.
diizinkan nanti
Let's
kita akan
scrap
boleh
this
berbincang
thing
dengan pihak
and just
Muntun
focus on
untuk
Nolan, which
kalau
is
ada
another
big
snowball
event
right?
kita
So,
sediakan
it's like-
tempat.
It's
Macam
like
tu
a
lah.
bigger
Tapi
snowball
Muntun
that
kena
you
bayar.
can find
Tak ada free.
will trump the other side's snowball.
Kita boleh sediakan
and
tempat untuk dia,
eventually
bang.
will take over.
Okey, saya dah DM Abang Lot. Thank you,
So,
Syuk. Saya dah
now,
dapat bantu saya
with
dengan
that
okey, Syuk.
Knowledge, we
Saya akan lihat
know
awak
that
punya
Vitality Indonesia
DM
versus
nanti.
Vamos
players are just
Malaysia.
going to be looking one thing to
Vitality
win early.
Indonesia
It feels
versus
like
Vamos
it's
Malaysia.
in a really funny way, despite how
Okey, Syuk.
Siska Express for you,
complex
Vamos.
drafting
Boleh
for
boleh
this,
saya nanti saya tengok awak punya
metagame
DM.
is.
Abang Lot ya. Abang Lot dah
It
lama ke
sort of
menjadi
Vitality
feels like the
Indonesia
game
versus
has just been
Vamos
somewhat
Malaysia.
distilled to
Vitality
its
Indonesia
Let's
ke
do
Vamos
it.
Malaysia?
Whoever
Yes.
deals more damage and gets
Ui, dia
more
orang main macam
kills
ni
Yeah,
and gets their items faster win
Wow.
the game.
yeah.
So this is how they play.
That's
Oh, dalam satu bilik
essentially Hirara.
depan PC.
That's essentially Barrett.
Vitality Indonesia versus
game
Vamos
where there's
Malaysia.
so much burst damage.
Siska
Express
heroes
Bang
like
for you,
Unique and
Vamos.
Atlas and
Macam
Barrett's
warnet.
just
Ya,
thrive.
macam warnet.
Because they have so many tools to mitigate the damage, and even when they eventually get taken out, they've done their job by utilizing their ultimates, like how Atlas would be happy
Mungkin
just to drop
apa
one
tempat
frigid
ini
breath
mungkin
and then
dikongsi
fatal
dengan
links, and they're
game-game yang
gonna
lain.
be okay,
Kan?
they're gonna
Siska,
win the
yes,
fights.
Siska.
That's also true with
Welcome
Barrett, as long as you initiate
to
with
Vamos.
the Wrath of the Dryad, return some damage
Salam dari
with
Brunei,
your
Waalaikumsalam.
natural,
Bismillah. Hala Vamos bang. Hala
your passive
Vamos.
as
Cyber
well as
Cafe.
your taunt, and also
Sisi, ya.
with Barrett's just
Siska Express
taking
Vamos for you.
a good initiation.
Boleh tengok
with
video
the
sambil
Daytona
main
World Cup. They
ke ni?
really did
Boleh,
their
boleh,
job. I
boleh.
think that's the idea why that's the idea why these
Siapa kata error,
heroes
bang? Abang Lot.
really thrive in this meta game.
Kau tak
because
nampak
all they
ke aku dah
have
start
to
main
do
Phoenix
really
malam?
Vitality
Dan main
Indonesia
Hayabusa
versus
dan
control
Salam.
Vamos
their
Malaysia.
skills in important heroes against the opponent.
Saya pengganti
and
error.
big -1 from a
Bocil
team fight
diganti
already
dengan
wins
orang
them
tua.
the whole team.
Ini baru the real transfer.
So let's see if that will definitely continue today. Most likely it will, especially for Vitality and Vamos as two
Thank you
teams
for the follow.
Can
Thank you for the
Vincent
follow.
love Buka
Yang nak
Bro?
sedap-sedap tolong tak nak.
This is what it
Tak nak.
takes.
Kita
But
orang
if this
tengah sedap
metagame
layan
is as
game
creative
Vamos
and
ni.
as innovative as we
Thank you
all
Gushen.
accepted that it would be, then maybe it would take a tournament
Kalau
such
dah
as
ramai
this, it
macam
would
ni aku
take
tak terjaga
teams
dah. Tolong
from
moderator. Tapi jangan blok orang-orang yang
Vitality
lain
Indonesia
yang
versus Vamos Malaysia.
tele saja yang sedap-sedap saja. Waalaikumsalam Mat. Yang lain-lain tu kalau kata ada kata-kata negatif tu jangan mute, jangan apa. Normal. Tambah-tambah lagi kejap lagi kalau apa-apa berlaku ini antara Malaysia dan Indonesia kan.
Vitality Indonesia versus Vamos
Awet jangan blok.
Malaysia.
Awet yang sedap-sedap je blok. Yang awet lain jangan. Biarkan. Itu adalah calon-calon jodoh saya tu.
Sepat that we saw more of in the EXP lane. So we got to see
Hey, Novas MLBB,
at
welcome.
least a slightly different
Aku antara klipper-klipper yang aku suka lah. Novas MLBB, Ruler.
You're just going to be playing all the same way. Here are the bands. Atlas
Welcome,
Paquito,
welcome.
Freya Juicen.
Di antara
Number three
klipper-klipper,
will be
termasuk
ACC
Gusion
Lord.
TikTok yang sentiasa membahan aku.
We were very
Kan, so kita kena naik
close,
atas
from the previous
untuk
tournaments.
menyaksikan
Maybe
draft
there will be just
apa yang dah di-ban.
picks along
Zuxin,
the way.
Freya dah
Vitality
di-ban,
Indonesia
Paquito,
versus
Atlas
Vamos
pun
Malaysia.
di-ban.
Like honestly, I wouldn't say that Selena is a tech pick because it's still a big meta
Weh,
pick.
ramai yang follow lah. Terima kasih.
Bunyi
Because
apa
of the
ah,
mighty
tu
of the
annoying
movie,
the
the nature of the heroes right now that are getting
Korang rasa
banned,
perlu
I'm
tak aku tutup?
sure they will eventually consider the
Aku cuba
Marcel.
tutup sekejap.
And that Marcel and the Selena combination is always
Macam mana
a
eh?
nasty
Kadabla.
combo that teams
Kejap,
would
kejap,
love
kejap.
to get their hands on.
Aku tengah cari ni.
Kenapa CPAT top main Bangalore?
enough,
Kejap, aku dah lah lama tak
that's a blue
buat
side
benda ni.
Marcel ban.
Follow.
So instead of leaving it
Dekat
as a
mana eh?
potential option for themselves, they're giving Biggitron by Vitality. I feel like a slightly more difficult choice in terms of what to ban out. But usually
Bukan
most
dekat
blue side
sini.
teams would want
Dekat
to see
sound tu.
Marcel in their hands.
Yeah.
Ah, ini good.
So maybe they want to first pick Hirara. Actually, it's probably why they're doing it.
Yeah,
Kejap, aku baru tutup.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Of course, best juggler in the game
Harap tak ada bunyi
today.
eh.
Multiple iframes, lots of damage, even has an immobilize. Totally not broken as a concept.
Totally.
Tak ada dah kan?
Totally not.
Tak ada dah kan?
It will be the Valentine.
Tolong follow
as
sekarang,
the
tolong follow
ban,
sekarang. Saya nak
so,
tengok ada bunyi lagi tak?
If it's not gonna be the Hirara,
Oh, ada,
I
very
don't know
slow.
what other hero has that equivalent in the jungle role actually that would be worthy to be picked. Well, they say it's Fanny. Gonna be the ban. Gonna be the pick for Vamos. This one I'm very surprised with, but
Okey, sekarang
there
aku
was
rasa sekarang
Sonic
langsung tak ada.
Indonesia, and then eventually it started with Falcons, and then
sekarang langsung tak ada. Pandai
that
doang
showed us
orang
that Fanny is actually
Ingat orang tua ni
a better
biasa-biasa
pick
ke?
against Hirara if piloted properly.
Bukan tak boleh.
Yeah, and I think it's because we saw it in the tail end.
Aku kan
There
pantang
is
bila
already
orang dah
that hardy
datang
response
kan.
potentially to the Hirara.
Bukan tak boleh stream ke bang?
maybe
Bang
that's
nak
why
tengok kat
we've
mana bang?
Seen a little bit of a change in priority here. So as expected, because of the Valentina ban
Aku akan
earlier
jadi
by
Incredible
BTR,
Hulk.
they will pick up the Belleric as the Atlas is no longer an option. But I wouldn't be surprised if you get Team Vamos to just double down on maybe even rushing the Badang, because I wouldn't completely turn off the possibility that we'll see a Belleric suddenly swapped into the EXP lane, but they decided to go for the Glue and the Melissa, so they are leaning strongly into what BTR
Pokok
by
tak pokok kau
Vitality are
dapat
great
error
at with
dapat
their picks.
Fanny.
I think they're playing a little bit
Zakif
more
dapat
defensive
Glue.
in the draft.
Nako dapat Melissa.
Defensive in a way that they are
Bak
also
datang
taking away
pokok,
the heroes
kita kasih
that
tebang.
BTR wanted to have, especially with this Melissa.
Live stream
But
ombong
then
20 second abang lah. Tak boleh. Ini
this
tak
is
boleh nak
such a
lajukan
great
apa semua.
game
Memang
in many ways because you
auto
know
macam
already
tu.
that the Hirara will be picked up. You know that there's already a Selena
Boleh
out there, so there's
aku
so
kejap.
many things that you can
Dia ada
actually do
delay
as the
sedikit.
glue in this scenario.
Kejap, aku
So,
try
although it was
reconnect
pretty
delay.
defensive for Team Vamos, for me, I think that they have a very comfortable
Aku
draft.
10 second.
The way that they take a look at it.
Aku ada
And I feel
delay
like
10
Error
second.
404 is that kind of
Memang
player
diminta
that wants
untuk
to
buat 10
prove that
second
he's
macam
one
tu.
of
So
the
aku
best,
ikut
if not the best
apa yang
jungler
disuruh.
in
So kalau dia ubah
the
untuk nak
international stage.
mempercepatkan
This time it's gonna
lagi,
be up
wallahualam.
against
Itu biar dia
Nael,
punya cara.
an experienced player as well. And when it comes to the Fanny
At
versus
Young
the
IYA.
Hirara, it's
Okay,
it's
Jer Bang
never
X Pile
going
Lay
to
and
be
Budak
a
2 Delay Nisi Map.
fanny-sided,
Tak apa,
affair,
tak apa.
but
Bio berapa bang?
Vitality
Sekejap
Indonesia
dah
versus
masuk.
Vamos
Saya nampak
Malaysia.
macam sekarang ni tak nampak bio berapa sebab masih lagi dalam rotting phase. Sepatutnya bio 3 guys.
Yeah, great
Sepatutnya
individual
BO3,
rotations, but of course
Guys,
that
thank you very
setup
much
is
yang mana yang
well
hadirkan
with
diri. Jangan lupa
information
untuk tekan
provided
button
by
follow,
your
button
roam
subscribe.
and your
Okay.
mid laner.
Terima kasih yang bagi gift,
if
terima
ever
kasih juga
Vamos
yang
wants to
donation
lean
tadi.
towards
Yang
getting a little bit
SB
more
semua
faster
saya dah baca
around the
eh.
map, maybe surprisingly picking up a
Okay,
Farsa
semua
into
saya dah
mid.
baca.
That could be alright too.
Abang okey, saya
Just
okey,
for
saya
the
okey, saya okey, saya
info,
okey.
knowledge,
Saya tak okey bila
balance,
korang
'cause
banyak tanya soalan-soalan yang sama.
knowing Moreno,
Dan bila
he's
dah
gonna be
masuk,
able to place
Abang Lot,
those
boleh ke
traps
stream?
in really great areas, being
Habis
able
aku
to
tengah buat apa?
constantly
Main
read
bully.
the Fanny, and that's where
Abang Lot nak
the
tengok kat mana?
strength of the
Habis kau
Fanny
tengah
that you
tengok apa?
mentioned
Makcik
comes
kau,
from
makcik rumah
that.
sebelah kau tengah
If
main
it's
apa?
really good,
Main
it
konda-kondi.
goes really well, and despite it going up against Herrera. So the flex responses are still getting respected here by Vamos. They ban out
Okay,
the
so-
Cho.
Da
Mira
Ring
lah,
Stream
later on,
Dime Squared Suda Law.
Emma.
Talang
Ira
Bahas
Radit.
Game Bang. JGN
Okay,
Layan
kita bahas,
Bujak
kita
2.
bahas kita lupakan tentang semua soalan-soalan
as
yang
well.
boleh membuatkan saya Incredible Hulk.
And, well,
We
if
forget
Holla
about it.
BAMOSSS.
Let's focus
they will
on the
not
game.
have that option, so they might just deprioritize.
Screen depan tu untuk apa? Untuk
that
anak
mode.
kau
But
nanti
there
pergi
is
main game dekat
there
situ.
is a world where they pick up the
Sakan
banana
sampai ke
actually here
Kazakhstan
for
dah,
sure,
dia
for
disimpan
Vitality.
nanti untuk anak kau.
And the reason why I say that is because of the Fanny, but also once you cycle out the go away
Dah
from
macam aku
the
pula pergi
Melissa,
install PC tu kat situ
then
kau punya
you
soalan.
have another way to approach the teammates. So it's going to be the Moscow, which is one of the typical answers to this Fanny. So instead of utilizing a gold laner to counter the Melissa, they use their gold laner against the jungler. So this will be a
Mackin
very
remind
slow
you,
approach from
Mackin stress
BTR.
bang Lord ha ha ha.
And let's see if they can be successful with it. This Moscow plus the Hirara,
Anak aku main kat rumah aku sebab aku ada PC kat rumah.
Well, it's not going to be the speed that they're going to be
Anak
going
kau
for.
pula,
They go
anak kau
for
pula.
arguably the most rushed and most loved. Although, if you ask me, I am strongly a Eudora hater in this patch. Eudora gets picked up, and then the Barretts as well. So that's
Eudora?
a very strong front line, great defense. But I think it's just going to be up to Vamos to
Aku
rotate
macam tak berapa
really
suka
well
Eudora
so
ni.
that Error 404 is set up.
Yeah.
Yang pakai Idora menang bukan TikTok je tu. Lain pro player pakai semua kalah.
Sustainability. So if they're gonna
Sempat pergi mana? Jual nasi lemak dekat Kazakhstan.
It's more of more of a meat
Sebab tu
shield,
Siska main.
I feel like something like a
Orang
highlight
Kazakhstan tak pernah rasa
for
nasi
them.
lemak. Dia
Because
tengah
I don't
menjual.
think that they have I don't think that they have the luxury of going greedy with their roam pick or their potentially XP pick as well. They might just go for something and then tries to sustain, and Esmeralda kind of fits the bill. There's still a greedy draft from
Waalaikumsalam.
Bigatron by
mana yang
Vitality,
bagi
but you
salam tu,
understand what
minta
they're
maaf
going
saya
for. They
balas
went in
lambat.
for sustain. They went in
Waalaikumsalam
for
warahmatullahi
the late game as
wabarakatuh.
well. And they're going to be looking to survive the
SRG
much faster
850,
tempo
SRG 850, SRG
of Ramos's
850.
composition.
Line up baru Amos. Yes, Siska in.
Well,
Sempat
with
out.
a very clear identity of what these two teams want to do, I can't help
The
but
real
have to
sempat
lean a
out
little
tu.
bit more towards the
Abang dia
lineup
duk
that
sempat
has
out,
the
sempat out.
Fanny
Orang
and Melissa,
ambil
because
kau,
we've seen
sempat
some
out tu.
really great Fanny performances.
Terima kasih.
So far, this
For the
one
GG.
might look like it's gonna be safe. The Barretts has been a absolute character.
Bang Morden.
I'm partly thinking that Vamos might have won this draft.
GOTF ni ya, GOTF.
And
BTR by
the
Vitality.
reason why I would agree with that heavily,
Okay, based on draft ni
is
saya nak bagi
because
tahu
of what
saya
I
nak
said.
tebak, saya nak
This
tebak.
is a snowball
Tebak
fight
score.
metagame.
Based on Vitality,
This is,
based on draft untuk
early.
game ini
Hopefully do not mess
Menang
up your push
Vamos
and
sebab
end the game
Fanny
as soon as
dilepaskan.
possible. They have the tools to
Fanny dilepaskan. Okay, let's
to
go.
get to that. This
aku duduk bawah, okey ke? Aku duduk atas, okey?
Duo of a Eudora with the glue.
Ini aku
is
boleh
such a
kecilkan sikit.
scary combination that
So,
BTR
nampak
might
bawah
not
okey
be
ke
able to
atas?
survive. Fortunately for them, they have a way to kind of speed up the Hirara because of this.
Aku rasa bawah
typical
kot sebab
season
atas
Hunter
dia tutup
Selena.
apa.
So if they utilize
Atas tak boleh tu sebab dia tutup
Bawah.
presenter baik. Okey, bawah. Terima kasih siapa tu? Potong Utam, siapa nama awak saya tak tahu tu. Letak love dia.
Speaking about speed, though, and early, you might have cursed it just a little bit. Arrow 404 now has to swing around and dance to get back for the kill towards Zikif, but BTR by Vitality started off hot through Moreno's
Saya rasa
Abyssal Arrow.
bawah
Makun
sebab
and
apa
Zikif
atas
now seek to
ada
regain control in the river.
sponsor
And
tapi
this is why
tutup
I said what I
sponsor.
said, and we agreed upon it as well. It's really up to how the
Tengah.
composition with
Boleh.
the Fanny through the roam and mid handle the center of the map.
Tengah
Now, when you're up against someone like Moreno,
So, nampaklah kiri
who
kanan
is
gambar dia orang,
known
gambar
for
player.
being very brave with just tossing out those arrows, and the team will capitalize if he gets a good stun. Well, that's what you get at the early game. But that was only one. There's still a chance Vamos will be able to prove that their lineup much earlier is way better in the turtle fight.
I think my post-it note got blown away. That note was never doubt Moreno. Maestro. I think it got blown away somewhere. I can find it in my desk right now. But remind me, Renmar, to please never doubt Moreno, the Maestro, once again, all right? Because this guy is amazing. This guy is very dependable, and you saw how much mileage able to achieve because of this
Galap
player.
Kanapa Tutup Lampu.
Can the Maestro do it again? Make Team Vamos dance to BDR by Vitality's too. And so far, they're going to be the ones holding priority for this turtle. But the entry with the death as well plus the flicker. Nile is going to be able to secure this turtle. BDR by Vit get more kills. Nile gets straightened out. That's a kill. 4 error, 404. But the members of Vamos now have to back off. As Moreno, the Maestro, is making them dance to his tune. Clockwood could be up next, but they're not going to risk the dive. Unless, I might have spoken too soon. The arrow hits. No way that gets led into a kill. It won't be a kill, but that's just a quick heat check from the Maestro.
2-0 and 2 for the Selena. Gets a double in that turtle fight, and that closing arrow actually almost prompted BTR to dive.
Due to KT map a Bang Lord Kanapa Ala.
BTR is to just punish this blue. In the early stages, as a roam blue, you don't have your ultimate, so even when you have the split, you're still very much vulnerable to any chain stun. And that's exactly what BTR was able to achieve. I'm actually surprised that Arrow 4 went in and committed to the fight. They could have just split pushed after the initial death of Zeki. But then again, BTR just punished them heavily because of their decision making. And right now, everything that we've said about the composition of Team Valas is down the drain.
Error 404 sends Shogun down the drain, finds him in the jungle for a quick kill. But it doesn't look like it's gonna get translated into anything by
Dima dari rakan sebaya Lord, Bang, barang putuskan. Jangan marah-marah. Semoga sihat selalu Bang muka tersenyum dengan hati.
Terima kasih. Barang tak putus, guys.
Vitality Indonesia versus Vamos Malaysia.
This is the only way that Arrow 404 can recover from this early game. Go for the side lanes now.
Yeah.
I don't think that they have the absolute right to go and head collide against the BTR with this
Turtle K10
composition that they have. I mean, with the lead that BTR has amassed in the early stages,
naik. Bunuh terus.
And even Finn is a big threat. Look at this. Look at how much damage they're throwing onto Finn.
Gone.
Oh.
Bye-bye, Finn.
Oh, that was everything, but here comes the Patrick. Zekif is not going to be taunted in by the Wrath of the Dryad, and they did throw everything towards the Belleric. Into the end, the Belleric still survives. Advantage shot for Vamos. Deathness welcome. Perfect.
That's it.
Catch
Simple.
onto one. That's Nile down Vamos. It's finally clicking for them. An Abyssal Arrow gets tossed out by BTR by Vit. Will not be able to contest
Sorry dah
this
sampai
turtle.
Cyberjaya dah ni.
I don't know what's up with all of these Barrett's players, but they're very sneaky with it. The reason why Cisco was able to nail that Daytona's welcome,
Bila nak nampak game.
it was because of the aggression coming out from Zekif. I'm not saying what Zekif did was actually the right thing to do. Still wasted his ultimate onto Finn, but then Cisga made something out of nothing, out of the overextension coming up from Zekif. He was able to sneak through that
baik Cisga. You are doing good, Cisga.
Niall did not think that there was any
A
kind
Daniel
of threat.
14 game of the future.
He gets taken out by Cisga, and that's now Team Vamos recovering from the early stages.
Okay, naik.
3 members of BTR want to go after Nako in the gold lane, but Vamos is there to back up their Melissa.
Kau nampak tak apa yang Bocil main dua lane
definitely not find a picture of Barrett. But I gotta agree with you, man. It's somehow the players today are so, I don't want to say sneaky again, but they're really good with it. I think it's because that distance is usually underestimated by players, that you can really max out the Deathness welcome from far away even without a flicker, and then you just find these really crazy angles. It's modern day Cho
Baik
for
juga
people
tahun
who
ni
love
rasa
dinosaurs.
macam baru je habis Messi kan.
Yeah, I agree.
I got you.
Sebenarnya
man.
guys, untuk makluman korang, tournament GOF ini, okey.
What I want to say though about the defense of the White, it's very tricky
Ambil.
as Moreno
Dapat mid, dapat
just
mid, dapat
taken
mid.
out.
Ai, belakang ada orang, belakang ada orang. Dapat dulu mid.
Found another Thomas
Boleh ke?
welcome as
Tak
we
dapat
saw
ke?
it's on cooldown.
Baik tu Siska.
Siska.
Apa Siska
it's
kalau
helping
kau
her
mati?
out.
Sorry.
Yeah. Now, this welcome. This is gonna buy time for himself, but he's still gonna be able to get taken down here.
And I
by
got S
BTR.
You waste a lot of time there.
Vamos now just decide to hold on around the turtle.
Kalau kau nak jadi
Fanny
adik
close
angkat
by.
aku,
Air
kau PM aku.
404 is at 4-1 and 0. The
Kakak
stand-up
angkat,
player
kakak
for
angkat.
Vamos.
Nak belanja
BTR by
kopi
Vit,
pun kau tak ada
though, are
duit.
able to push back Team Vamos. Looks good for both.
Arrow's not landing. They all fit
Wih,
with initiation
kena
right now.
tu.
They caught the Fanny as well. Oh, what a
Baik
mistake
tu.
around Team
Yang
Vamos.
tu.
And the shutdown was there. Finn, oh my goodness. What an initiation coming out from the Wrath of the Dryad. And of course the Flicker. And they caught the Fanny with it as well. The damage coming out from there was just too much. And look at this, Zakif. Unfortunately,
Itu satu mistake
when
satu
he
mistake
popped
daripada
that
Vamos
ultimate,
guys.
he
Itu mistake
that was
itu
actually his
mistake.
death sentence. And now BTR have won the team fight once again.
It's like you could hear the song playing in the background, pop that ulti like this, playing for Finn, and it was perfect. Perfect entry, perfect timing, and now BTR will have the lead into this. Air 404 wants to get his purple buff. The Nile Hirara, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be able to steal it away, but now they're going to be forcing a fight as Siska finds himself in a really good angle.
Baik, Nanko,
not going to be
masuk.
available just yet, still coming in.
Nanko,
Just
masuk.
utilized. Here comes the catch, the grab, but Shogun is going to be able to purify. Error 404 with a shutdown on Nile. Sweeping in out of nowhere.
Dapat mid,
Gets his fifth
dapat mid.
kill and second assist.
Dapat mid,
No assist
dapat.
there, but
Let's
yeah,
go.
he gets the fifth kill.
And the most important thing about that is that's a shutdown. That's a counter
Bawah.
for his own shutdown just a few seconds ago. And now they might even poise to take this purple buff. Seems like they won't because of the flying clouds. And again, they took a turret in the middle, which means that they have regained the momentum. So these two teams are showing us that, yeah, surely there is the snowball meta that we have. But if we can,
At Yuri
if we
FT
keep
or
rallying
GOTF.
against our opponents, if we
Beda
win the
golnya
tug
agak-
of war, then
ya, Bang.
eventually they can take over in the early stages. In
Ya, di
this
mana?
scenario,
Beda
though,
golnya
we have
mereka
reached the
enggak
mid-game,
tunjuk
but we don't know who's
Kita
leading
kena
just yet.
tolak
For
sendiri,
now,
guys.
it's Team Vamos because of the
400
momentum
je,
that they were
300,
able to get
400
from the
saja.
At
middle.
Danazik,
And
any
if they
game
push
of the
down
future
bottom, this is a lot
Kazakhstan.
of
Ya,
territory
goal
control
different
around
dia
the
orang
upcoming Lord.
enggak tunjuk.
Good hold here for Vamos as by BTR will
Ada
have
tu
to play
atas.
through their split
Ya,
push
dia tunjuk
Moskov
goal
up
team
top, get a
masing-masing,
little bit
tapi
more
the
control on
difference-
the other side of the map.
The difference was
Vamos
not
is
there.
reading into this well. They're not just willingly giving up the
So,
towers
pandai-pandai lah
of
ya.
control around the mid. They
Hitung.
still have to do a little bit of cleanup up top, and then they're gonna go back.
Dia orang
They
baru
leave
sampai
the
Kazakhstan
barracks to get
semalam guys di
information.
Astana
BTR by
Kazakhstan.
Vit now have a little bit of a stronger
Semalam.
case for this
Pagi.
Lord.
Kalau kau nak tahu, saya
not
dapat pukul
Gonna
berapa
be easy
exactly dia orang
for
sampai?
BTR despite them having a lot of
12.50 waktu
information
kita.
already in here because of the turret in the
Jam
middle that was
kita,
taken
baru
out.
sampai.
And also, big push coming out from Arrow 404 up top. This is going to be split. And again, this is the Fanny, so can traverse the map easily if he wants to still fight this. And interestingly,
Ini
Eman
champion
actually shows
350,000 US
himself
dollar,
in
guys.
this Lord dance.
Price pool 900,000 US
Evan's
dollar.
already here. Air 404 all the way in
Price
the
pool
orange buff.
900,000, champion saja
BTR, looks good for
325,000
them,
macam
but they
tu.
are still facing the Barretts. A quick -1. Reno lands an arrow to bring the Barretts down low. Charges up the death and it's welcome. Already CC Music Eve goes in. And
At
it finds
Fansel
the
underscore
Belleric.
from our
Here comes
tournament
Arrow
game of the
404
Semua selamat
with
ke?
the sweeps, with the
Satu dah
dance.
sangkut.
Zikif gets left
Satu
behind.
dapat.
Now though gets caught out. As BTR by Vit gets pushed back. Now decided to go forward and he gets punished.
Reset,
No one's over here
reset.
for Big Tron.
Baik.
As Vamos look to get this Lord, but BTR are not going down without a fight. They are stretching this out to see what they can
Dapat.
get. That's the perfect entry again by Finn.
Boom.
And Eman is
Baik, Robot
free
Cik.
with the free hits, but Error 404 is still alive.
Cantik.
And with the Vania,
Kita ada
Vamos
makro sikit.
gets the Lord. Eman
Kita
once
ada makro
more,
sikit.
and he
Dua
gets
mati.
another
Ni
one.
nak tiga,
Make
mati
that
ke?
two, and it lands the Abyssal Arrow plus The Spear of Destruction that could have been worse for Vamos, but BTR by Vit made magic. They got as much as they could.
A lot of important moments out there, Redmar.
Bemis Kayang Mula main di
was
gift
pretty
ni
bad
Bang
for
Lord.
BTR as they got zoned out. Even
The
Nael,
TT Tuger
who brought
Takta.
these two iframes very early
Moreno, baik tu Moreno.
we saw
Gila
that
tu.
Zekif showed himself, Siska as well showed himself
Aku
out there.
betul-betul suka tu tengok Moreno punya gameplay.
When Nael
Berani.
which
Dengan
was
Fanny dia boleh
weird for
berani
me to
macam
see.
tu
Team Vamos was able to collect that kill, but BTR with the shot calling, I think it was from Eman because Eman was even leading afterwards, and then that flicker, Wrath of the Drive from Fade was so nasty that it caught part of member of Vamos, allowing for Eman to get big momentum shift in favor of BTR. Still, the retribution on the Lord favors Team Vamos, that's why they
Lead
got
by
it, but
Psy
then
Hard
Eman
Hands.
secures 2 kills, even
Gak apa-apa,
outplaying
gak apa-apa. Itu
Lead
dia,
by
gak
Psy
apa-apa.
Hard Hands.
Spear of Destruction will land again. Eman takes it, but Vamos are already retreating. Maybe it will boil down to that, just a moment of magic from individual players, as this has already gone
Vamos
against the
menentukan
grain of
aku,
what we've expected
Adalah bang,
from
okey je, okey je, okey
previous
je.
games, especially in the grand finals of MSC. It hasn't been snowball.
by
It's just
Psy
been
Hard Hands.
slow, as you mentioned, it
Dapat
tug of
satu.
war. There's another tug of war. We're Redo.
Dapat, mid.
He
Dapat,
wanted
dapat,
to
dapat,
start
dapat,
things
dapat
off
tu,
with the
dapat tu,
Abyssal
dapat
Arrow,
tu.
but he gets punished. The tug
Dapat,
of war
minion
did
is
not
coming, minion
favor
is
them
coming.
there. They pulled at the wrong time, and he gets punished by the Barretts of Siska.
This game is just so chaotic. It's very,
Good
very
one.
full tension, a lot of friction between two teams.
Lead by Psy Hard
It's so
Hands.
hectic in a way that even just the
Lead by Psy
slight
Hard Hands.
overextension will get punished by
Okey, saya
Lead by
sambung
Psy
sambung
Hard
taken out
yang
easily
tadi.
because
Lead
of
by
that.
Tournament
Psy
ini
Hard
adalah
Hands.
tournament third party guys.
And
Tournament
it's
third party
PNKGP
yang
Melayu
MY
Siam Tele
tidak
KT
promote
Bio.
dan tidak bagi apa-apa whitelist ke untuk sebarang KOL dan sebagainya
Lead
untuk
by
terima.
Psy Hard
So ini
Hands.
adalah third party tournament.
Lead by
Bukan
Psy
under
Hard Hands.
official
Means
dalam
that Neo will
kalender
not have as much
Munton.
resources
Faham tak?
compared to a Fanny, and already the
So that's
Fanny
why
can
korang
just
tak
go
nampak
for the
live
split
dekat
push.
MPLNY,
Lead by Psy
korang tak
Hard
nampak
Hands.
dipromote.
Lead by Psy Hard Hands.
Faham Faham
Lead by Psy Hard Hands.
You could
Lead
see the
by
vision
Psy Hard
potentially
Hands.
if Eman found it, or if
Lead
Error
by
404
Psy
didn't
Hard
do that
Hands.
quick little hezzy and he was still on the way, that Spear of Destruction probably
Oh, that
would have
number.
landed.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
in the end, Error 404 does not lose his life. But I feel like that was just a quick little heat check from him. Knowing him, he'll probably try that again. But maybe with a little bit more backup
Tak apa,
from
tak
the
apa.
rest of his,
Tak
of
semua
his
orang
team.
tahu semua
He
benda.
does try it again, but he gets spotted out. He gets brought down to 50% health. BTR by Vit are
Siska,
playing really
tangkap.
well with the knowledge
Tangkap,
that
Siska.
Fafani could just come out of nowhere. Siska already getting
Siska,
poked down.
weh.
They're trying to force out the death and as welcome anything.
Ay, korang biar dia seorang-seorang macam tu, mampus lah kawan tu. Mana support dia?
Back K to LH tournament ni swasta bukan Karajan Muntan yang Jurkan.
Sending them back. Eman is desperately trying to stay alive, and he does. The free hits and the collapse by the rest of the team around him keep him safe. Glocken gets brought low. BTR by Vitality, just like that. Have advantage for this Lord Wolf.
And at the Wrath of the Giant, the stun! That could X with it!
Bye,
There's
let's
gonna
go.
be the go away, but will be taken up by the door.
Oh, Glockun.
But Moreno cannot be stopped, so is Eman!
Bocil. Baik dah bocil.
BTR by Vitality have
Baik dah
outplayed
bocil.
Team Vamos.
Dapat mid tower,
Will be able to split
inhibited.
push in the middle.
Baik dah bocil.
And that will be enough to actually stop BTR by Vitality.
Fanny push.
Gets the return the wall now! Up to mid, get wall!
Gila dong kau bocil.
Like a magician, pulling rabbits out of his hat, but this is still a very, very close fight between Team Vamos and BTR by Vitality.
Gelo.
It
Bocil
isn't the
menggendong
snowball
siap.
fest that we got used to after just one full grand finals in MSC. It's
Guys,
tension,
kalau
it's a
moderator
push
ada
and
yang
pull.
sedap-sedap tu boleh tak? Tolong.
It's a
Serum Fanny
little bit of
Basil.
magic
Mana
from
aku
both
punya
sides
moderator?
as Error 404, from fighting to split push to eventually getting the Lord with the rest of his team. At a moment there, I was wondering why it looked like Vamos
Hadir.
were desperate.
Hadir.
And they could have just backed.
Welcome.
Even I myself missed that little split push that Error was
Kaca,
doing. That's what led
welcome.
to 3 kills.
Kata nak
by
minum kopi
BTR
dengan
by
Abang
Vit.
Lot. Hilang terus.
There is a word that I want to use for both of these teams, but more so for Team Vamos. They're primal. Team
Yeah,
Vamos
Primo.
there's really not much system
Okay,
to what
tangkap.
they're trying to do, but they're
Makan.
winning because of
Is that
what
it?
Error 404 is trying to do. Redmar.
Bye.
Now here comes
Hey, hey, salah, salah.
Fight Error 404 fights it again, but he gets stunned, speared into the wall. A shutdown for Nile. Vamos still has
Salah,
the Melissa,
salah,
and they
salah.
are doing everything they can to build around
Tak
this
payah, tak
lead.
payah, tak payah,
It's
tak payah,
gonna be
tak
a
payah.
slow
Back, back,
retreat
back,
before
back,
they
back,
go
back,
again
back,
for the
back, back, back,
re-engage.
back,
They
back,
still
back,
have the detonous welcome of the Barretts, but they decide to play it slow.
Okay, ini boleh dapat,
They
ini boleh
will
dapat, ini
usher
boleh
in
dapat,
their
ini boleh
minion
dapat.
waves through the bottom lane. And maybe they'll be able to get another one through
Boleh
this.
dapat ke?
Detonous
Boleh
welcome
dapat ke?
getting charged up. He will not commit it. No catch yet by Vamos. They're not going to be able to get this turret. With the entry by BTR by Vitality, Moreno's trying to find an angle. SOD lands.
At
Here
Mizuone
comes Eman.
Dosa e
Nato
Fitna.
trying to get away from all of this as BTR by Vit are pushing
ah,
Vamos back.
ah.
Moreno with a kill onto Zekif. Now through the clouds. It's going to be coming here. Vamos might have just bitten off more than they could chew. But it's a turnaround. Not going
Terbalik.
free.
Kasih terbalik kan. Terbalik kan tu.
Chase. The Abyssal Arrow lands, but it will not be enough. It's a double kill for Nato.
Siska, balik, Siska.
Vamos and Vitality do not want to let this go.
Giving in to their primal senses, BTR trying to chase against Team Vamos. They tried to go for a kill onto
kena.
Nato, and with all due fairness, Eman had found the right angle for the SOD. But then again, the protection coming out from Team Vamos was just pristine. Siska surviving for too long. And that allowed Nato to
dapat
refresh
dah.
his ultimate. Or if he has the muscles that actually does so much damage. Up against.
Yes, sir.
No way. Because then, oh my goodness, Error 404 is so good with the Fanny.
He's
He's
able to
so
pop
good
the
dengan Penny.
immortality.
Ben.
He made it look so
Penny
easy.
tu
He
harus
took a bit
jadi
of
Ben.
hits. It could have gone wrong for him, but Error 10-3 and 1.
Alien
Let's
Knight.
not doubt a Fanny rush again because he can definitely play it. And I don't think it's really just Zekif and Kloko. And yes, they're able to supplement him.
Hey guys, thank you
but
very
you
much.
gotta admit, when you're
5,000
seeing a
Saya rasa dah 3
generation
tahun dah saya tak
Society
dapat view macam ni.
on
Thank you
screen,
untuk
have to
hadirkan diri dalam live
acknowledge.
saya.
Oh, we have
Kan?
to acknowledge
5,000.
definitely
Wih.
Error 404.
Hampir 1,000 dekat YT.
Showing
Thank
us
you
how
guys.
it's done.
Yang mana yang belum subscribe,
It's
belum
not the
follow, boleh tak bantu saya
cleanest
follow
for Team
ramai-ramai.
Vamos,
Bantu saya
nor for
subscribe
BTR by
10,000.
Vitality.
Boleh dapat hari ni.
But they're making things happen.
Boleh
No
tak?
immortality now for
Thank you very
Eman.
much.
Nael is
Korang memang
already on
terbaik
his
tu.
sixth
Saya doakan
death,
korang
but still
semua
is
kan.
a threat
Bahagia
for
dunia
Team
akhirat.
Vamos. They're too
InsyaAllah,
far away
amin.
from the Lord though.
TQ
It seems
Saya
Korai
boleh dapat
Kalam,
100,000.
Unfurred and
Be a
follow
risk for
Finally.
vote.
Team Vamos because they have not found
Dah, apa lagi? Apa lagi?
where
Bantai, bantai,
Nael
bantai,
will
bantai,
come
bantai,
from.
bantai,
It's
bantai,
gonna
bantai.
be a full swing. Error 404
Makro
right
korang dah
beat them.
kalah atas.
Gotta be careful
Makro
of your
dah kalah
screen
atas,
drag right now. Error 404.
Sajalah nak bagi tahu.
He sees him in the mid lane. They try to bait him out, but they're just too
Dapat.
slow. He pops
Moreno
Moreno
gone.
easily.
Okay.
The
Selena
Selena
dah tak
is
ada.
gone. It's 5v4.
Selena
But you
dah
see
tak ada.
Zeki,
Makan.
You see Clockhood. They've got
Makan.
high in the middle lines. They've broken the formation to start off onto Eman. Here comes Zeki, a perfect entry. Plus the Deathless welcome as well. The taunt by Finn to keep the
Makan.
Yard by Vitality alive, but they might have just delayed it. Eman is getting blasted
Baik
by
tu
this
Eman,
Melissa.
jaga position
Air 404
dia.
could not find the angle to pop him. BTR by Vit are still in this fight. They still don't have their mid laner. It's still 5v4. The muddles, the damage from Natco. Vamos, they are stopping Vitality in their tracks.
Boleh dah tu, boleh dah
Trying to
tu.
make magic and finding an
Boleh
angle,
dah
but he's
tu,
going to get taken
satu.
brought down low. Vitality will now back off, forced to retreat. Shogun gets
susahnya
away.
dah.
Vamos
Makin.
wins the Lord Dance.
And I know that I know that Eman is one of the best
SOD
Melissa
coming,
players that
SOD
we've
coming
seen
ke?
just
SOD
off as
coming
of
ke?
late, but Natco is making a name for
Okay,
himself.
thank you.
Not the cleanest as well, but in that
Hi,
team,
Grace,
in
welcome.
that
Me
Lord
too.
Dance, they were able to fend off BTR by Vitality. And that was started again by this Fanny, taking out the Maestro in the middle, surviving against the flank that BTR wanted to do. Zekif himself went in for the flank in combination
Dua Malefic
with
dia.
the stun
Hello.
coming out from Clockun that was enough
Hello,
to
hello, hello.
reposition the
Welcome, welcome.
members of BTR. Just that war of attrition, the tug of war, they have won the Lord Dance.
Makan satu,
BTR
makan
wants
satu,
to build
makan
advantage
satu.
for this
One for
defense.
one,
He
bro.
did pop the glue,
One
but
for
look at
one, bro.
Natco
Boleh
going
jadi
wild.
2 for
It's a
1, bro.
Deathless welcome.
Bye, bro.
A
2
perfect
for
catch
2,
by
bro. It's okay, bro.
Siska. He gets
Come on, Natco, come on, Natco, come on, Natco, come on, Natco.
And BTR by
Best.
Vitality
Macam itu.
are delaying, but it seems like it's inevitable. 2
Come on,
members
Natco.
remain.
Yes.
Aaron,
Bye-bye.
Natco, Zeki,
Boleh ke?
Siska, and Clockman.
Let's go. Game 1 for Vamos.
And broken
Hello,
the tension. They
Vamos.
win game 1. But that felt like that was
Prediction
Hello,
X
Vamos.
DDK
best
Bank.
games I've seen
For sure.
in recent
GG,
memory.
GG, GG.
Alhamdulillah.
The back and forth for both
Tenang,
teams.
boss.
Even in a 4 versus 5 scenario, BTR still managed to kind
Hala,
of make
Wamos
it
in the
look
chat,
even.
guys. Hala,
But
Wamos in the
then,
chat,
just the
guys.
heroics coming out from Error 404. We saw Clockwood with just the initiation. Siska, if he's able to find a good opening with the Taurus,
Kita ada makro sikit, guys. Kita ada makro sikit.
But in that last fight, Natko so
Kemana
consistent with
suaranya?
his
Kita ada makro
positioning.
sikit.
Good target acquisition, and by target acquisition I mean who is gonna get hit by models. That's the reason why Eman could not reposition
Vitality
properly,
Indonesian 0
because when
versus
he tries
Vamos
to
Malaysia
help
1.
his
At least kita ada
teammates,
makro
he gets
sikit,
hit
guys.
by the
Yes.
models and now he has to retreat.
Vitality
Just immediately.
Indonesian
Everybody
0
has to
versus
retreat from
Vamos
the Melissa
Malaysia
right
1.
after getting hit
Oh,
by the
gelo,
Siska Season
gelo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yang hadirkan dalam live saya. Terima kasih banyak. Yang mana yang belum subscribe, yang mana yang belum follow, bantu saya follow dulu.
Vitality Indonesian
Very
0
close
versus
duel.
Vamos
tinggi,
Malaysia
ya,
1.
tu. Terima kasih, tu.
And Team BTR.
Thank you very much.
What a game that we've seen.
Kadang-kadang macam ni lah guys, tournament-tournament yang macam third party ni yang kalau boleh dapat whitelist kan, inilah yang boleh farming followers, farming subscribers, farming view kan. Merasa jugalah macam mana streamer-streamer daripada 7TL boleh dapat stream apa view-view macam ni kan. Dapatlah rasa guys. Ini rupanya seronok.
At Maston Bella
Kan, boleh bagi
Milano
level fix yang 80,000 sekali. Bapa. Dapat rasa tu. So terima kasih tu bagi saya merasa juga view macam ni. Saya pernah lah dekat pernah 6,400 paling tinggi. Waktu MPL saya tengah stream game Homeboys. Game Homeboys time tu 6,400 saya ingat lagi. So hari ni harapnya dia boleh pecah rekod itu.
And if you get close to the Melissa, she actually wants that for herself. Still, BTR through some really great execution around the Roman duo and even by Eman.
Vitality Indonesian 0 versus Vamos Malaysia
So kalau
1.
korang nak tahu kan, hari ni pukul 6 kejap lagi pukul 6 akan keluar
Vitality
official
Indonesian 0
daripada
versus
MPL
Vamos Malaysia 1.
Daripada MPL akan
Terima
keluar
kasih
roster
viewer
untuk
YG at
BTRM,
MSC, no viewer
untuk
Sampai
Vamos
viewer
dan juga
HMPIR
satu
6K.
lagi ada official daripada MPL so korang boleh tengok kejap lagi.
Because BTR are, I mean Team Vamos are just
Aku tengok kalau tidak dapat dua. Baik lo bocil. Sebenarnya kalau korang nak tahu Fedi bocil membuatkan mereka ni tak boleh main. Kalau tidak draft BTR ni bagus. Cuma Feni tu banyak kacau. Dia split sana split sini.
They slowly won it because of what they're able to achieve. And look at this. Zeki just wanted to help his teammate, moves a little too forward, gets hit by the passive of Eman, and Eman gets a double afterwards. And then Moreno trying to look for an angle. Look at Siska trying to retreat, but because of the models, when BTR wanted to go for a kill, they got poked so
Kau
hard.
tengok Eman
Now they cannot
bapak
keep their
susah nak
control
dapat
of this
dia.
board.
Bingung. Terima kasih siapa tu for the rosa. Hai, thank you. Aira pun ada. Aira, thank you for the punch card. Mana yang belum punch card? Punch card dulu guys, punch card. Kalau 5,000 orang tadi bukanlah punch card, so kan bagus saya dapat 5,000 fan baru. Mic Abang Lot kat YT kurang kuat. Mic saya kat kurang kuat. Okey, sekarang macam mana? Mic saya okey ke? Saya dah naikkan sikit.
Had to come from some crazy individual
Bocil memakro kan.
Team effort wise,
Mic saya okey ke? Saya dah naikkan sikit. Okey, cun. Kalau ada masalah sound apa semua bagi tahu guys. Okey, thank you. YTT kata okey. YT. Dulu Abang Lot cakap Vamos team paling lemah. Sebelum start MPL aku cakap. Daripada minggu kedua aku dah halau Vamos, kau pergi mana?
It kind of what it felt like is that it slimmed down.
Kau baru keluar gua ke?
Opportunity for BTR when they want to go for the kills. Because
Kadang-kadang tim ni perlukan komen-komen macam tu untuk menaikkan semangat dia orang, untuk membuktikan perkataan-perkataan statement-statement kami ni semua tak betul.
Maybe 50% damage to these tank heroes in a split second. But when now the models comes back, all the Natko had to do was to pop maybe 3-5 attacks and everybody from BTR.
Kau hanya tahu bila aku cakap yang itu. Terima kasih. Siapa tu? Firnaj. Terima kasih.
Destroys their formation. Then error 404 comes out of nowhere.
Lalang, bukan lalang. Saja je. Thank you Firnaj for the Rosa. Next masuk tim mana? Pakalah tak tahu lagi. Dah keluarkan poster daripada AC. Next, AC Esports.
It was in that previous game.
Well, it did show up very early in the game for Vamos, and I'll see if becoming a thing for VTR by later. Maybe even Vamos, if ever there is
Haji Roslando in the house.
the Melissa get crushed by these two in the first phase. Where we see a bit of a deprioritization on the Selena.
Dia tak sepatutnya dia clash tau. Dia mesti selepas satu-satu kena keluar. Kejap, saya kena adjust balik. Dia tak sepatutnya macam ni. Kejap,
Good morning, Haji.
Kalau kata satu lagi saya, Dan, terima kasih. Jazz, terima kasih. Aurora, terima kasih. Dia sepatutnya kena one after another. Dia tak boleh overlap.
Yeah. Especially because when we look at the hero composition of BTR, you would think that it's a late game comp because of the Rara, you also have the Moskov, and
setup dekat mana saya nak ni. Saya dah lama tak pegang mata. Terima kasih pada Rosa. Weh, banyak tu korang bagi. Dia tak tengok podcast. Tengoklah guys, MPL Talk. MPL Talk dekat situ. Okey, contoh minggu ni. Esok kita orang akan shoot pre-season talk tentang line up semua tim masing-masing. Lepas tu akan bagi rating mengikut peringkat awal mula-mula.
So siapa?
SB
Dari Syah, serang main bila?
SRJ main jam 8.50 Syah. Terima kasih Syah untuk donationnya. Aurora terima kasih untuk Miao thumbs up. Amy Zaini juga terima kasih untuk Rose. Kram Jun, thank you for the kudos. So kalau korang nak saya punya, korang punya ni baca ni lah, SB lah, SB. Kejap, saya sambil-sambil tu saya cuba adjust. Saya tak tahu macam mana saya nak adjust. Actions is here. Enable, dah enable dah ni. Sound and alert.
So siapa?
SB. Thank you Syuk. Let's go Bang Lot. Ini Syuk. Syuk ni geng-geng mabar. Syuk geng mabar. Goku Baran Palau. Thank you for the friendship necklace. Thank you guys. Ramkun, thank you for the meal thumbs up. Korang dah dengar layan lagu Nanti aku tukar lagu guys. Aku tukar lagu. Ni lagu dah lama tu. Daripada zaman MAB lagi. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the subscribe. SRJ main 8.50 betul. Terima kasih yang menjawabkan siapa tadi. Kejap saya baca. Ajib Mira. Terima kasih. Kalau korang tahu ada yang tanya soalan kan, kalau korang tahu tolong jawabkan sebab kadang-kadang saya terlepas pandang sebab first time kan, dah lama tak dapat view macam ini kan. Anjaylah Apple bahan Abang Lot. Apple bahan Abang Lot. Dia bahan apa tu? Sejak bila Vamos jadi kuat? Sejak Abang Lot berhala Vamos. Klaim ke bang? Klaim. Apple kata jangan nari berdiam sangat. Hey, thank you Kucing Gaming. Welcome to the Hope Nation. Baik, siap.
Sikit LG 90k guys.
Sikit lagi 90k. Apa tu? Oh. Apa like? Boleh lah. Hari ni boleh lah dapat. MPL Talk Effect lah ni. Yes, MPL Talk Effect. Rindu zaman Toda. Ini zaman Toda ada lagi, cuma tak ada e-sport guys. Thank you for the 10 GVOs, Gabriel. Thank you very much. Kalau aku tutup ini, SB, ya someone, apalah sejak Viva ramai tak sempat layan awet tu. You tu, aku sampai lupa tu. Kau nampak tak, Viva ni korang membuatkan saya hilang fokus saya kepada awet. Tadi 6,000 view.
Wah,
lepas tu awet-awet masuk pun aku dah macam aku tertarik kepada view je sekarang. Hilang kata-kata.
Welcome back to Games of the Future. If you've missed it,
kata kau nak pergi sana.
between
Enough,
Team
BG.
Vamos and Team
ambil dah.
Vitality, BTR by
Bukan pukul 6.
Vitality, was a showstopper.
Okay.
Definitely brought a lot of life back into this arena. And yes, well, we are basing it as if we are actually the
Thank you for the
robot
2
avatars
GVOs.
that you get to see from time to time.
Gabriel.
Red Wolf still here to call the action. If you could
Apple
sum
kuat
up
sakat.
game number 1 for
Biarlah
those
dia
who
kuat
didn't
sakat
get to
aku nak
catch
buat
it,
macam mana
how
guys.
would you sum
Dah
it
memang
up?
Wow.
menang 1-0.
Let's have it on one word, which
Ui,
primal.
memang baik
I think
bocil dapat Fanny ni.
two teams are just
Meriang
giving
Fanny
into
dia.
their primal instincts. The way that
Ini
you play
confirm kena
Mobile
ban.
Legends when you started, you want to
Ini
get
tournament
kills,
apa?
you want to chase the people, you want to go for a split push, you want to
thank you for the
win
sparkles,
Lord
2 GVOs,
fights. It's very
Gabriel.
They are just gonna be basing off their instincts.
Aku lapar guys.
And
Apa aku nak
because of that,
makan
Team Vamos was able to win it. Natco as well as Aero 404's primal instincts were just way too good in that previous game.
It was raw, animalistic. For those who really love
Subway bag.
MLBB, probably even sensual at some points. But that was definitely a game to be appreciated. It's gonna be a side switch. Atlas and Juicen are the bands, Freya and Fanny. So, despite Vamos having an angle wherein they could manipulate the draft wherein maybe
Okay, kita pergi atas dulu, atas dulu.
Tremendous game. They decide to play
Salam
it
dari
safe,
Indo.
and they
Waalaikumsalam. Brunei.
respect
Waalaikumsalam Razik Brunei.
their
Boleh
bargaining.
stream ke guys? Tak
No
boleh
Fannies up for
restream,
the
tak boleh
trade.
restream.
You might end up going back
Habis
to
abang buat apa ni
Rara,
tengah main guli?
Nolan, and heroes, like
Tak boleh
that
restream.
for the potential
Kalau yang
main
tanya boleh
trade.
restream ke tak boleh, tak boleh. Habis ni game apa bang? Tak ada apa saja. Bosan-bosan.
Honestly, if well, there's no Fanny, so I think they're tempting BTR to go for the Hirara. But honestly, man, if they pick up the Melissa first pick here, I will not be. I'm gonna accept it. I'm gonna allow it if that happens. I know it's a crazy pick. I know that Hirara still is the top priority to get picked in here. Even a hero like Belleric or a Valentina or a Barretts might take precedence, but given as of what my gut tells me that Eman wants to play that hero too after that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the Melissa will end up with them. If this ends up becoming a Eudora rush for Vamos, they might end up just facing the same problem, right? Wherein they won't have enough reach to deal with the Melissa. So I'm pretty sure it's on the back of their heads that now for Vamos, I'm going to be the one encouraging, if I'm not mistaken, this is Coach Pakbet still with the team?
Bang Lord,
Just
main
go ahead
dekat
and
mana
pick
ni?
it up.
Kazakhstan. Astana,
They had to snatch this
Kazakhstan.
Valentina because they don't
Okay,
want the
ini
Rapid to
tournament
given to
Game of
BTR.
Future.
It's going to be the Uranus.
GOF.
Sociopath.
SB.
Way better hero, and then the
Someone,
Melissa,
Rain tak
as
buat
you
live.
mentioned.
Rain untuk jawapannya, Rain tak buat live.
honestly,
Apapun terima kasih untuk donationnya. Kenapa?
because of this
Saya
hurry
cuba
now,
apply
it,
juga
is
untuk
different,
kedua-dua
but I
kami.
would have said
Tapi
that
yang
the
dapat saya
Valentina
seorang
is
je.
not the best
So,
hero to
selain daripada saya,
kind of
yang saya
answer
baru dapat
this,
tahu daripada
Melissa. In
viewer
fact,
kat sini,
the Valentina is not good versus
Saiful
the
pun
three
ada
heroes
stream.
that we have right now
Ombong
for
pun ada
BTR.
stream, saya dengar cerita.
But it's more
Saya
of
tak tahu
a
yang lain.
necessary pickup.
Sebab ini
Coming from Team
baca
Vamos,
daripada
but I
ni
feel
lah.
like they don't want to give away the
Tak ramai yang dapat sebab ini adalah tournament third party, bukan dalam kalender Monton.
already BTR by Vitality
So mereka
are
tak
in
promote,
very
mereka tak
comfortable
keluarkan
spot in
apa-apa whitelist ke untuk mana-mana KOL untuk stream. So kalau kita nak, kita kena mohon sendiri. Okay, saya pun mohon baru semalam, last minute. Itu pun mereka bantu juga untuk dapatkan. Malam ni SRG streaming. 8.50 saya akan stream. Saya akan stream. Walaupun whitelist ini didapatkan oleh tim Vamos untuk saya. So saya kena bagi pujian juga kepada pihak manajemen Vamos, Ava dan juga Bos Hanan yang cuba juga. Dia kata okey tak apa Abang Lot. Abang Lot saya cuba. So alhamdulillah. Okay. So ini diberi laluan khas oleh Vamos guys, tim Vamos. So untuk tim Vamos memang saya akan full stream sebabkan mereka yang bagi, dan juga tak lupa kepada tim SRG juga.
Many things happen in the Malaysian region. They probably have picked up the Hanabi before and might have been successful with it.
Bila Siska masuk bang? Semalam bang, semalam.
For BTR, I think the Bats was also instrumental to Team Vamos' win in the previous game, and it's overall.
Cuma bila dah last minute mohon, so tak boleh nak buat application banyak. Saya rasa mungkin macam Saiful mungkin dah dapat awal.
Easily initiating onto a Malaysian.
Sebab adik dia ada kat situ kan.
That's a great ban.
Berapa dah? 1-0, Vamos 1. Okey, nampak tak dekat Vamos, dekat Freya tu, sebelah Freya tu kan ada tanda. Ada tanda, nampak tak dekat Freya tu ada tanda. Itu bermaksud Vamos dah 1. Saya pun cari-cari juga kat mana tanda yang mengatakan dah 1-0. Belah kiri dekat Zuxin. Zuxin tu nampak ada 2 kan, atas bawah tu kosong. Maknanya Begotron tengah kosong. Dekat Freya, sebelah kanan Freya tu nampak tak? Nampak tak tu? Nampak tak ada satu tanda tu? Warna apa? Aku tak tahu dia warna apa tu. Warna kuning ke? Warna kuning kot. Aku ni dah lah buta warna. Someone, kira Rain memang takkan dapat lah seronok dengan analisis dia. Ya tu. Nanti saya suruh dia duduk sebelah saya. Sambil-sambil kita orang boleh buat berdua kot.
They just wanted to make sure that they're
kuning, okey kuning. Ada tanda kuning.
versus Vamos Malaysia 1.
Bang, kenapa gelap tempat pro player main penonton tak ada datang bang? Bang, ini GOTF bang, ada banyak lagi tournament-tournament lain macam baru ni dekat MSC. Ini bukan khas tournament ini, memang khas untuk MLBB saja, Mobile Legends saja. Hari ni saja ada 6 game yang sedang berlangsung, 6-7 game. So tolong ambil tahu. So ini dah macam satu orang kata apa? Satu arena dekat situ yang ada banyak game yang sedang berlangsung dalam satu masa yang sama. Yang organize pula di Astana, Kazakhstan, bukan tempat yang sering mengadakan e-sport yang besar. So, walaupun prize pool besar, mungkin korang nampak macam apa ni macam sisi je. Janganlah semua benda kita nak komplain, nak ni apa semua. Asalkan play-play kita kan daripada Malaysia, Indonesia, tempat lain pergi bermain, dapat experience. Ini adalah orang kata apa pre-season juga. Alamak.
In this scenario.
Keep your live real time, showing pre-recorded or loops videos, even if you talk over them may result in your games being suspended. Okay.
Vitality Indonesian 0 versus Vamos Malaysia 1.
Doesn't look like they have any more room to.
Apa yang dia cakap
any surprises? They get the lapu-lapu, an offensive tool that is burst damage.
Aku tak faham apa yang dia bagi warning tadi.
From Vamos, but they have a lineup
dia bagi
that
warning
deals with burst incredibly
loop
well.
Videos. Tak ada apa pun loop videos.
Problem of can they annoy this Melissa enough? More
than anything, tak. Aku memang dapat. Whitelist. Dia bukan pasal whitelist, dia pasal mungkin tak boleh cakap benda-benda lain, tournament-tournament lain.
Not a lot of anything in their draft.
Dia tak boleh cakap pasal tournament-tournament lain. Memang kena cakap pasal GOTF sahaja.
Gideon and Lafel would have a lot more knowledge about this, but I feel like when you think Lapu-Lapu for Vamos, I think Sapat, right? I think that's the hero I associate him with. I'm not sure how masterful Siska is. And the reason why I am saying that is because of how important the role of the last pick Lapu-Lapu is.
Vitality Indonesian 0 versus Vamos Malaysia 1.
Apple ambil yang caster ke?
Game for Team Vamos, and with that kind of argument, it just strengthens the value of how good you should
tukar bawah
as a Lapu-Lapu player in this game. So there's a lot of tasks here that's going to be given to Sisga, and let's see if Team Vamos can pull off a 2-0 up against BTR.
Okay. Based on the current
they do it with this last pick
draft,
it's a major question
kita
right
dapat
now
pokok,
for Vamos.
kita dapat Cloud, Error, Harley, Lapu, Valentina, Glue, Melissa.
CENG Kazakhstan.
Stands out.
Saya pulang ada caster, Ombong tak ada. Okey, saya dengan Saiful sama. Dia kalau tak ada caster, bosan duk, kosong sangat duk. Lain lah kalau kita pandai casting. Apa?
Moreno, that's wow, but the taunt was masterful, man.
Dah kenapa tu?
Go for the dive.
Dah kenapa itu?
Error 4 is ready. TR, a very questionable movement over their trio mid, and because of that, they give away 2 kills to Team Vamos, 1 kill for the rogue for the jungler, and a big lead in the early stages.
Yeah, I'm scratching my head. I feel like they still could not let go of their more primal animalistic instincts from game number 1, because that didn't need to happen this early on. You all ended up getting a kill out of that Harley. Nile is not even going to be able to hit level 4 just yet. Maybe Thruzo with the Beetle, but math-wise, I can't remember if the Beetle should be able to make him hit level 4. He didn't get the Golem. He didn't. He's going to be lacking in levels. Arrow. Oh, wait, no. There it is. He's fine. He'll be able to hit level 4. Yeah. Although Vamos are holding into closer his purple buff. Deadly Magic has popped off. They're not going to be able to take down Moreno.
Okay, first turtle.
Nile will not have a lot of help unless he's confident the Uranus to be able to do enough to provide space for him to be able to retrieve this in a 4v3 scenario. Moreno is close by, but it's going to be too risky for him to get close. Finn doing everything he can to hold on. Nile holding on by the bush. Vamos being very disciplined with it. They're not dealing any damage to the turtle whatsoever because they know that might help Nile's cause in getting it. Clockun gets found out. Nile gets the kill. Here comes Siska with the damage. He gets the start off and he finds Nile. It's the juggler of BTR by Vid, and we pose questions for the Lapu Lapu, and Ziska answers.
Whew, Siska, masterful with it, with the flicker as well committed. And Team Vamos are now controlling this early game.
Kasih tahu Siska, kasih tahu Siska.
They're going to be very happy to trade more levels for especially because they have already taken out Nile. And the BTR, there's really no way for them to get the turtle. Unfortunately, Zekif had to pop his own ultimate, so that is a big tool for Team Vamos that will not be available in this refresh of the turtle fight. But then again, Error 4 is already level 6.
Gondo.
BTR by Vid, get the turtle. The answer is yes. Shogun goes down to Siska. That's a pullback from the glue. Clockun gets the ultimate of the glue. Are they going to be able to make something out of it? Let's see. He gets a little bit closer. Hi, Natko. Goes in with the BMI as well. But it's just the same. Remember, BTR by Vid back of Vamos has the lead in kills. Maybe a little bit more map control too. But BTR were the ones able to secure that previous turtle.
It's going to be the trade for Team Vamos. With all the fares for BTR, they still managed to take the turtle despite them having less levels compared to Air 404. To be fair, Air 404
Ada orang. Siska.
Target rather than try to two, but on the backline still gets another kill onto Clockun. Back to back, and now Moreno is in trouble with the Deadly Magic. Can he survive? No. And they will get a trade. Team Vamos, a mid for a mid. And this will even make things very, very, very full of friction in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, especially now that Siska has a second kill under his belt. Some fast rotations coming out from this EXP laner for Vamos, who we weren't able to see all throughout MSC, but now we're seeing him. And let's see if he's going to be building towards a more aggressive route, considering the early start that he had. That's going to be a cash onto Zekif, and it is clean. It takes a bit of time, but the Belleric finally falls to the glue and the Hirara. BTR by Vit, they're getting a little bit more on the board. They're going to be able to steal that away from Error. And Error is able to get away without the risk of him losing his life.
Dia nak sayang-sayang pula dengan aku.
Push here in the middle, Error 404. He's trying to poke Finn out of there. But then again, for Team Vamos,
Nako.
this is the tempo that they want to play in, so BTR are countering them with it. So I would say that this is a great reaction coming out from BTR by Vitality. To counter out the Harley, you have to be faster. And typically we see Hirara players to be a little bit more passive.
Gone satu.
But NIL is more aggressive right now.
It's going to be another fight breaking off. Already committed the ultimate did Zekif. Vamos still has the raging slashes from the Lapu Lapu ultimate. Zekif miraculously gets the last hit on the turtle. Vamos might be able to get a turnaround with this with his shields, but they decide not to risk it. As Natko took a lot of damage. That everything just went Vamos' way that time.
A little bit of luck, but a lot of coordination coming up from Team Vamos is what I would say. The initiation coming out from Zekif and of course Air 404 being that fight, Siska being so dependable as this Lapu Lapu. Even defending the bottom lane, committing his ultimate and
Support.
More. Now Clockun might be here. Oh, what a slow coming out from Shogun. They get a kill afterwards, but they have lost so much.
Dapat satu juga.
For one, just to defend the turret in the bottom lane.
That is not the pace that Vamos wants to go. If just a few moments ago, it looked like their pace.
6-7.
It was them who was determining it. It was them setting the tempo for this game. It's BTR by Vid with some nice rotations, very decisive throughout, finding small wins in the side lanes.
Guys, yang mana yang baru masuk, terima kasih, thank you very much. Yang mana yang belum follow, belum subscribe, boleh tolong saya tak subscribe dan juga button follow tu ada. Tekan guys, tekan.
Natko still deathless. Seems like he didn't have trouble farming. They're now going to try to go
Gone,
for the
Moreno.
split trade, but it's going to be BTR by Vit winning that. But Moreno's going to be paying for it
Wih, bau
with his life. But a quick little
errornya
burst
ni.
there. It's like disrespect coming in from Moreno, but that opens up the mat for Beat in the bottom lane. Natko and Zkeef cannot do it against this Uranus.
No.
Barung Hana, jom malam ni bang.
Top is so important for BTR. Now it's going to be another turtle fight.
Sini habis pun mungkin pukul 10 kot.
And so is Arrow 404, but there is the Lightning Truncheon, the second item now for the Harley. Gonna be answered by the War Axe.
Saya dah lapar sekarang ni. SRG 850. Okay, gone.
Well, there's a War Axe as well for Emma. So Melissa Nile gets spotted and blasted out.
Natko.
Vamos, they were the ones more decisive this time around, but here comes Emma. Oh, but Siska! He lands the stun, and the Raging Slashes onto Emma forces the Melissa back, forces to go away already, but the combo from Moreno is enough to take the Lapu Lapu down. Emma is able to survive. Arrow 404 gets that turtle. BTR by Bitter gonna go in for the chase towards this battle rig. Zeke has the movement speed, and he'll be able to get out. The BTR by Bit, despite some magic there for Vamos. Eventually, again, it's their turn to realize the reality of going up against a Melissa comp.
Team Vamos have the great initiation to take out in there. When we talked about, I just said that it will be free, but now
memang tak boleh lari lah.
Taking out Finn, an amazing initiation, and of course Moreno being ever so dependable. They want to go for the Eman kill right now, but Eman has already
berkali-kali aku sedang melihat perkara ini.
Team Vamos, like you said, they are now experiencing what they did to
What is going on?
Eman and Melissa being so good in the team fights now.
Bukan
this is again not a
sekali,
perfect game for him.
bukan dua kali.
Time and time again, he's doing a lot of good stuff for the team.
Whoa, Siska takes a lot. He
Anda
wanted
rasa
to do
anda
everything he could to protect the purple buff
untuk sakit
for
kepala.
Vamos, for their Harley. But BTR by Vitality walks away with it. It's a ticking time bomb again that Vamos has to work through. This Melissa, used by them earlier. Now they're getting a taste of their own medicine. I have to point out, our item pickups here are a little bit wonky, so take it with a grain of salt. For a moment, I thought Eman had a War Axe, but he did not. I think he's we're just doing a little bit of housekeeping with our item pickups.
Tapi punya blazing duit macam tu
It
lah.
was Niall who had the War Axe. I think it's all mixed up, but yeah, at least what they show right now is
Ini Natko kalau tak boleh carry susah tu.
The Maleficor is lifted up
Kau jangan blazing duit lagi.
by this Kirara. 5-man push here going for Team Vamos in the
Natko
middle.
kalau tak boleh carry susah tu.
Interesting. I
Kau
think
dah
they just
club.
wanna
Late game memang kau
work
punya
together against Fit when the Lord is about to spawn. But that means
hilang
that
lagi.
Zeke will be taken out, or will he?
Oh, he had a flicker. He's able to get away. Clock on his Sisgar here. Natko with a blazing duet right after Eman. Can he finally take him down? He's going to be able to get away just in time. Natko's going to kill their Astana, but it's this Melissa that's still standing.
It's okay, Shazi. Ya, sekas kau ni main malam ni bang. Belum tahu lagi.
Oh, we don't need to deal with that. We can.
Belum tahu lagi siapa yang nak main.
We don't have the damage. And this Uranus Gloom Melissa
Saya akan stream, saya akan stream. Nanti kita tengok sama-sama.
towards their side of the jungle.
To be fair, Emma just played it so well. Natko just overspeeding a little bit. They want to still fight this. They don't have
Tak
the
boleh
ult
doh macam ni.
for the error 404, and without that, they just
Tunggu,
don't have enough
tunggu,
to
Natko.
force
Korang
Eman
tak ada
out
damage.
of position. And even then, Eman has the flicker. And you're right. With two tanky dudes in front of the Melissa, there's nothing that
betul.
Team Vamos could do. In
Tak ada
fact,
damage.
the Lord could be blitzed down by BTR.
concealed play utilized by both. Just so sure Nile gets spotted out. Deadly Magics. Does he have the iframe? Yes, he does. He's gonna be able to survive it. And now being TR by Vitality. They look like they're gonna be able to punish Vamos. That's another blazing with entry by Natko. Can he actually survive it this time? But the question is, can he actually get anyone? He gets no one. BTR by Vit are too chunky. They're too solid. Arrow 404 gets spotted out, and he's forced to go back.
And this means that BTR can just go back to what they were doing. They can beat the Lord now. There's nothing the Team Vamos could do. It looked very promising for that concealed play.
Tapi dia orang sebenarnya dia bukan salah Natko, guys. Kebijaksanaan BTR mengelakkan blazing duit tu sebenarnya yang kita kena bagi pujian. Dia dah pergi dah tu. Tapi kenapa tak kena? Sebab mereka pandai mengelak. Gone. Satu sama dah ni. Ni satu sama tu. Lock belum sampai lagi. Apa ni?
They get 2 turrets and 2 kills. And they want to go for more.
Vamos got greedy. They thought they had the jump onto Emma and a jump onto Nile, but no, it was a quick stun from the Eudora and a combo to change it all around. How's that for a Melissa game? A taste of your own medicine, courtesy of Big Tron by Vitality, delivered onto Team Vamos. We're going to a game 3.
Oh, Moreno!
Let's go.
With it. He's also the reason why you were able to get Arrow 404 in the middle part of the map. A quick stun from the Eudora allowed them to take out the jungler so easily. Then they went in for the push. And then for that last part, up against Natko, again another initiation
not good
coming from the Eudora. But let's not forget the star of the show, Emmons Melissa, was way too good. There was even a time where we saw that Natko tried to go for the blazing duet play, and he
blazing duet macam tak kena tu. Tapi aku tak marah sangat sebab first dia masuk okey angin. Second dia masuk orang mengelak. Third mengelak. Fourth mengelak. Jadi BTR yang bijak kat sini.
Small things like that matters in this very close
so kalau kau tahu masuk macam ni dia elak then kau have to wait untuk dia orang dah tahu dia bergerak. Kau kena maknanya timing dia tak betul lah. Ya betul FJ, saya pun baru macam tepat pula kau punya komen keluar dengan ni. Timing dia tak cun. Timing dia tak cun.
Are they willing to give up either the Belleric or the Valentina? Does that mean
saya
they
guys,
have to ban out the Belleric?
Saya takkan benarkan korang untuk mengeluarkan kata-kata seperti itu. Tak kisahlah dia datang daripada negara mana pun, kan? Dia datang main untuk pasukan yang berada kat Malaysia. Kau nak marah pun tak payahlah sampai keluarkan perkataan yang tu.
Skirmishes and fights that you saw have gone Vamos' way. There were a lot of trades, but the problem is if they cannot end it quick enough or
bukan setakat jadilah fans yang bijak, jadi fans yang ada adab.
There's no chance for them to
baru
win.
kalah satu game sahaja kau dah anjingkan orang. Apa punya manusia kau ni?
So good with it as well. Also, this was it, I feel like. Oh, no, it's not. I think this is going to be the next team fight after. Remember, Team Vamos have already taken out 2 members of BTR at this point. But because of Eman, as well as the 2 tag heroes from BTR, it seemed like an impossible task for them afterwards. Still Arrow 4 gets the retribution. But then you're already feeling the strength of both the Eudora as well as the Melissa just 8 minutes into this game. Eman was just a beast. Look at this, let go away, and another one of that not go just get bounced back and forth. It was enough for him to be taken out by the members of BTR.
Oh yeah.
A little bit too. I gotta agree with you. He might have pressed his foot on the gas pedal a little bit too early there. I think in these scenarios, you really need the Claude and the Lapu-Lapu.
Good play by Vitality.
On the Melissa, because that's your only chance of actually being able to take it outside of error 404, finding a crazy angle, and then you get a follow-up. But in the two big fights where you saw Natco go with the Blazing Duet and Siska go in with the
Siska dah
Raging
padu
Slashes
masuk
of his
Vamos, tinggal
ultimate,
MM je kena cari
they
asurasi
were
dengan error.
completely in sync with jumping
Okey
up
je
the
guys,
Melissa.
okey je guys. Okey je. Natco tak adalah teruk sangat. Untuk game ni lah, untuk game ni aku setuju dengan aku kurang perform. Nak kata langsung tak perform, tak kurang perform. Timing dia tak kena. Kan? It's okay, satu sama. Santai, Klokun punya Valentina pun tak seseram macam sebelum ini kita tengok. Apa? Ini kalah bukannya terus balik. Sabar.
So siapa?
SB. Kenapa Sky tak perform macam dulu Abang Lord? Mungkin macam jawapan saya juga tadi. Okey. Untuk MSC je kita nampak hari tu. Sorry, saya tak boleh sebut benda-benda tu. Kan?
Make sure that they know what to do.
Hari tu dia tak perform dekat tournament satu lagi.
And I think they're looking at those moments where they're trying to jump on this Melissa and what they could have done better.
Mungkin tengoklah, dia orang mestilah dah kena belajar. Dia orang kena tahu okey apa punca saya tak perform. Performance dia sebab saya lebih kepada my personal life ke, ataupun dengan tim saya kurang ke, ataupun draft kurang ke, ataupun apa. Banyak faktor. Saya star syndrome ke, kan? Saya dah lupa diri ke, saya dah tak macam dulu ke sebab saya dah banyak menang. Faham tak? So ada banyak sebab. Ataupun as a whole team kita tengah underperform, tim lain jadi kuat, tim lain pun dah jadi kuat. Itu pun salah satu. Bila tim lain jadi kuat, kenapa kita pula makin ke belakang?
So siapa?
SB, Syuk, jangan lupa balas chat saya tahu kat SB. Okey Syuk, nanti dah habis stream apa semua baru saya boleh buka. Baik Syuk, terima kasih Syuk.
We actually got into that point of the meta.
Abang cakap kalau pro player pakai Idora apa tadi bang? Menang. Saya nak puji Gushin TikTok je tadi. Alah, awak ni pun ambil serius pula. Ketika pro player pakai semua kalah, yang menang Gushin TikTok. Takkanlah saya nak puji Gushin TikTok lebih daripada pro player.
JGN Lupa BLS chat side JGK.
Awak mana ada chat? Tak cakap tak ada. Tak ada. Kalau perempuan memang saya laju balas.
Be able to find some hope and a great end for their run. Still, this is only day number 1. We're just starting. We're going to be going to a quick break.
Let's go, quick break. Saya tak tahu iklan-iklan ni akan kena copyright ke tak. Saya kena tengok hari ni. Nanti saya dah upload dekat YT. Saya tengok. Kalau kena copyright guys, aduh, tanya Pak Karim. Start besok kalau ada masuk iklan macam ni kan, saya kena mute dulu. Okey, dah keluar roster semua dah keluar guys Hari ni BTR dah keluar, AC Sport dah keluar. Ni nampak tak korang? Nampak ke tak nampak?
Biz осы жолда сіздермен бірге 10 жылдан бері жүріп келеміз. Тимур Құлыбаевтың халық қайырымдылық қоры.
Nampak ke? Kejap. Di sebelah game sebelah.
Vamos lem keluar.
Game sebelah. Oh, tak ada
Центр Кредитбанкымен
Dia ada dua stream guys.
және заманауи
Dia
шешімдердің
ada dua stream.
ортасындасыз. Нық сеніммен жаңа мүмкіндіктер ашып, тексерілген сапаға сеніңіз.
So dua-dua link saya dah letak, so saya boleh switch macam tu je.
Кеңейтіңіз.
Assalamualaikum, salam Hanif. Welcome.
At WAT 4K Bake Mantap.
Tournament kat mana? Tournament kat Kazakhstan. Astana, Kazakhstan.
Diffusion. Hi.
Woi Lord. Ya, woi, K9. K9 kat sana tu panggil K9. Dia orang fight kat mana? Kau ingat ni apa? Fury. Beyond. Wih, aku lapar tu. Waalaikumsalam. Tunggu satu game lagi ya. Tunggu satu game lagi ya. Bagi habis dulu. Sumpah lapar. Punya coklat ke? Kejap aku tengok apa yang ada kat sini.
Diet equals Subway. BMS1 BTR1.
Boleh dah lapik perut. Makanan ni. Hey, thank you for the gift, guys. Terima kasih.
We start off the festivities here at Games of the Future 2026 Group B with 3 games right off of the bat, as Bigatron by Vitality and Team Vamos have taken each other to the limit with the unlikeliest of heroes, a Melissa, now getting prioritized for these two.
Pagi masak, guys. Tak buat live.
The other heroes holding such high regard in the meta, no one can
Saya masak
build
kari ikan
enough
tadi.
poke
Kari
and
ikan
reach
merah.
to mess up this Melissa pick.
And I think that the idea for Vitality is to open up the Valentina once again so that Vamos will be tempted to take that out. And yes, that will mean that the Melissa will have a way better positioning, way easy time in the team fights because it don't have to worry about the pokes. Hirara still is a strong hero, and I think that teams are still very primal about their approach with this hero. And I think that for Vitality, they're going to expose that. They're going to go and pick up the Hirara once again, prioritize that, ban out the Fanny so that Vamos will be forced to pick up this Harley. If anything, there could be an overreaction coming out from Team Vamos that they might just end up picking up the Nolan instead of the Harley. We'll see. Still, at the center of all of the things that we talked about, it still is the Hirara that I feel like is the hero that teams should be looking at.
Kalau memang tak suka masak sambal, masak je.
Yeah, the trade and the chase for the Melissa.
Nak saya masak sambal ke?
And you can't
Baru jadi tu aku buat
Vamos
sambal ikan
for-
bilis.
We pointed it out in the previous draft, picking up the Valentina and the Belleric as a priority because we have a clear idea into it. Technically, maybe they even already expected that the Melissa was going to fall into the hands of BTR because if you think about it, if your team is thinking about
Sambal terung
backing
udang-
dive
sambal terung
through
udang
side
kering,
laners
ah.
such as Lapu-Lapu and Claude as a means to
Ada yang
reach
pernah-
and
ada yang dah
potentially
cuba
take out
belum?
the Melissa,
Resipi saya
then
tu.
you don't want to go up against a Belleric because the moment you go in, you get taunted. It makes sense why the Valentina and Belleric were the priorities here for BTR for Team
Makan
Vamos.
betul apa?
So then you have
Okey,
to find the
bagi
balance
korang yang
again.
sedang
I
bertanya,
have to
ini
agree
tanaman
with you,
apa?
maybe
Ini
a
tanaman Games
letting
of Future.
go of the Valentina. If
Okey,
you still want
Games
the
of
Belleric,
Future.
that's fine.
Dekat mana ni,
But
bang?
then maybe save up your mid lane pick
Astana,
for later.
Kazakhstan.
Accept that the ultimate of the Belleric will get taken
Jadi
away from
tim-tim
you,
ni
but then you pick
yang
up
beraksi
Poke,
ni,
so you have a little bit more
hari
of
tu
a
daripada
buffer
Paris
to work with
terus
to be able
sampai
to
ke
take down that
Kazakhstan.
Melissa.
Bila semalam tengah hari waktu
The
Malaysia
good
dah
thing
sampai
about this,
Kazakhstan.
Melissa is that it
So hari ni terus
also
diorang main.
allows for you to
Sampai
have
bila? Sampai hari Ahad ni.
more
Isnin
choices
diorang akan
in
fly
your-
balik semua ke negara
in your
masing-masing.
big thing role. Because you don't have
Dan
to
hari Jumaat
really just
bermulalah minggu
pick up the
depan
Eudora.
kita
So,
punya
these are all
MPL
important.
MY
It
dan
could be,
juga
but there
MPL
could also
ID.
be a combination of
Serius abang? Ya, dalam
maybe a Selena in
masa
the
yang
mix,
sama.
maybe your own Valentina if you want. You will have an option to pick that up as well because the Melissa is self-sustaining. It's not like a hero that you have to really protect anymore. Although there was a time where it has to be protected so much, but now all you have to do is to make sure that you have enough front lines. You don't have to really stick with the Melissa. If you're zoning out your
Teddy
opponents
Moreno.
as the tanky dudes, then it's already enough for that Melissa to position herself well in the team fights.
Yeah, it's not even like sticking close information.
Bye,
I mean, that's
Zeno.
what go away there is there for. But we pointed out a lot in the previous game that the Uranus and Glue.
Eh, mana
were
Vamos punya line
just
up tak keluar
dudes
lagi ya?
Literally, they were just dudes. They were just there. It's like, hey, our Melissa's gonna take care of you. In the previous game, if I'm not mistaken, it was a Glue and Barretts that they had to deal with. So now let's see if Melissa will continue to have so much influence in this game, as the Paquito and Atlas get banned out by Vamos and the Fanny gets banned out by BTR.
Yeah.
Kaluar da Deket YT Bangalore.
The same approach for BTR, and I think this is the game. This is the game that we're gonna see it. I feel like. Oh, they banned it. Oh, come on. Come on now.
I mean, sometimes you just need the simple solution. If you don't want to draft against it, just ban it straight up. Am I sad? I am sad that Melissa gets banned.
Because I feel like they want to go for Hirara first pick, and then eventually BTR will take that Melissa. That's why I feel like the path is for them. So BTR just straight up banned this Hirara. Now that opens up to Marcel, and I wonder if Team Vamos actually puts that in their priority, because the Valentina is still available. So that means that the golden hour can be stolen. But overall, Marcel just achieve so much in the team fights.
Okay, then the Marcel is open, but is Vamos going to be able to pick it up, knowing that the Marcel Valentina trade is up for grabs? They might just go ahead and pack all the poke and fast scaling with it.
Thank you yang menghadirkan diri. Jangan lupa subscribe, jangan lupa tap screen.
To play the Marcel, but no. Instead of picking it up themselves, they get the Valentina. How do you feel about this?
I understand why that is the case. I don't think that it's the best and first pick for sure.
Follow dulu, subscribe dulu.
In this state that we have in the draft, with the Freya, Fanny, as well as the Hirara being banned out, as well as the Melissa all taken away by them, it means that there is no hero that you really have to prioritize in the draft. That's why I understand why the Valentina was first picked up. It prevents the Beleric, it prevents the Marcel. It actually is a good pick only in this particular scenario. This is not something that you can see. And also, this is a direct byproduct of what we saw from the first two games.
Glue in the Harley gets prioritized here for BTR by Vit. So, being honest with it, they want a lot of control and a lot of pace through the center of the map.
Sekarang dah satu sama, guys.
You don't really think of Glue as someone who goes fast, but with a Harley, it does feel so much faster. Good clearing. What else could Vamos pick up here?
I want to go for Beleric. I think I want to maybe a Badang eventually, but that will be like later into the draft. Might just go for Nolan, but then again, that's not good against the Glue, but it is okay up against the Harley. They might not have any other choice here.
First match, Milik safe.
Alhamdulillah.
So, Esmeralda, understandable as a pick.
Post match.
What is going to be their jungler choice? Yeah, they
Vamos.
feel like they are back to the corner. There's no other good hero apart from the Nolan. And now, BTR, they can just secure their goldaner, which could be now
SRG 850
because there's really
SRG
no problem with that at all anymore.
Could be a really quick and easy pickup there, and then we'll just play around the potential idea of a Glue flex, but recently this Glue has mostly shown up in Rome. With all the dashes present for Team Vamos, might not also be too far-fetched for a surprise focus to show up there in the end, despite, it going up against an Esmeralda. We've seen a few games in MSC where even the Esmeralda or Phobius won't really care anymore. A Brody is the pickup here for BTR by Vit. So again, holding on to the same idea that there is no poke on the side of Vamos, but they have a lot of dive and especially strong burst dive.
Ada beberapa streamer baru dapat whitelist ke bang? Sorry, lambat baru balik.
Still,
ada beberapa streamer baru dapat whitelist ke bang?
Yeah.
Ya, tak ramai.
Interesting pick here.
Rain tak join mabar ke tak?
Here's the idea.
Ini nobar bukan mabar.
Why they went for it. They want to make sure that this Harley is the
Rain tak dapat
whitelist.
So dia dah pulang.
Like this,
Ini dia dah pulang.
side laners.
So saya bersorangan lah.
Right now, Without the Melissa,
Para
the
rumah
strongest that you can think
rasa
of when
pergi
it comes
mana
to
sebab tak ada dalam
marksman
roster. Dah tak ada
choices.
dalam
There's
roster,
no
tak ada
really
tu.
good answer to
Ada
it.
dekat MPL MY tu.
Maybe a Clint,
Bos.
but in a
Tak ada dekat liga kita lah.
in a skills matchup setup, maybe Bruno.
Waalaikumsalam. Yang mana yang bagi salam? Waalaikumsalam guys. Thank you. Yang mana yang menghadirkan diri, jangan lupa untuk tap screen. Mana yang belum subscribe, yang mana yang belum subscribe, tekan button subscribe sekarang. Mana yang belum follow, tekan button follow sekarang. Jangan duk tengok je kan. Follow pun tak bagi. Hey Firnaj, terima kasih for the roster.
It still can win, so I like the idea here coming up from BTR. A much
Okay, dah follow.
stronger
Thank you.
hero compared to a Claude if they do pick it up. And they even banned the Marcel because for some reason both teams just really did not put any attention on that Marcel in the early stages of this draft.
Yeah, they both just had to let it go. I mean, you did mention earlier the Nolan Esmeralda might end up getting prioritized more for Vamos, and they did.
Easy
The
aja
Brody
settle.
surprise pickup. I
Serius
think
tak?
maybe this is where Vamos is now thinking, ooh, they might have just checkmated us, but we don't just see it yet. It's like one of those moves that you're just wary that, oh, that could be leading
Kau
into
rasa dia nak main
something.
apa?
There's
MM
no
apa?
more room for
Cloud lagi ke?
long range. If they decide
Jangan
to go
duk.
with something like a Claude in the gold lane, that's gonna struggle in the laning phase.
Jangan
Kalea
Cloud
gets
duk.
banned out by BTR by Vid. They're doing. It seems like they're just safely taking out all the things that could potentially give trouble for this Brody. They're being honest with it. They're building around Eman.
Yeah,
Irit
could
tau.
be activating this Brody
Kat
early,
screen
so
tim mana
that
yang
means
nampak
that you
promising
are
season depan?
looking for a
Flash.
stable mid laner, the one that wins the mid lane, maybe at Zushin actually, if they're willing to, because Lilia
Okay, Ruby dah diambil.
is playing
Hey, thank you for the slow motion.
because of that stun. You give away a
Thank you, Firnaj.
Red Leaf is what it's called. Oh, no, I'm offended. There you go. I'm offended.
I'm offended. Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna give away a
Pokok lepas,
non-offended
pokok boleh ambil
ultimate,
ni.
but, they're gonna be
Sebab
happy
dia
to
orang dah ada
claim
glue.
that.
Dia orang dah ada Ruby. Confirm pokok dia tak diutamakan.
Lilia might be a good hero if
Thank you for the intimacy.
I feel like it's the strongest hero we have, and Lilia would
Hey, thank you juga for the mule thumbs.
as this rookie eventually. I think the team Vamos are gonna be looking at that hero.
Ada lagi Journey Pass.
And
Terima kasih.
when it comes to the room, oh, they ripped you off the screen. Sorry about that. Okay.
Nabi.
Okay.
There we go.
Ini
I
okay.
see the vision.
Okay. Okay.
See the vision, and
Ini
I like
okay.
it. But in the mid, they can still play for pokes though. I think they get a mid laner with long range pokes. But the bombs.
Ini okay, ini okay.
Like, let's say if it's something like a Farsa or something like an Eve. The
Come on,
shield,
Nako. Kasih tahu Nako kali ini.
You're gonna be giving those to the Valentina too. Oh, a tough choice by PTR by Vid. This is what got them. This is what got them in
Monopoka.
MSC.
One last.
So I think it's just
One
Eudora
last-
or
one
even
last.
like
Apa dia nak
like a
pick?
random Valera there actually. For a lot of
Mid
poke.
dia tak ada mid lagi. Parsa ke?
But yeah, Eudora is the safest. I feel like
Poi,
still have the
macam
Farsa.
betul tu Abang Lord.
so it is
Abang Lord datang dari mana tu?
Such a reliable
Abang
hero
Lord
to
boleh
pair up with the
predict
Brody
macam
because the
itu
Brody
je
can
bang.
easily
Kelas tu
supplement
Abang
the
Lord.
Farsa damage. Like there's so much long range damage
Dari
that
masa
you're seeing
depan.
now for this BTR squad. And I gotta say they have significant amount of tools to deal with the Hanabi.
Tak main badminton ke bang? Tak ada orang, tak ada siapa nak main.
Let's see. Wasn't like
Saya kena
before,
Abang
where
Lord
the last
masa
time
saya
they faced
kerja
the
di depan
Hanabi, it
gombak.
really looked like they
Oh,
just
tapi maybe
did
Allah tak
not
macam saya.
have
Itulah
anything to
Firnaj.
deal with it. Now they do. Will history repeat itself and will
Awak kerja
BTR
bahagian
by
mana
Vitality
dekat sana?
lose to a Hanabi pickup? Or will the ghosts
Rain
of the
out
past
Abang
no
Lord in.
longer haunt them and
Gila-gila
prove
lah.
that, oh yeah, we
Itu lah.
finally learned from
Lepas
that
ni tak
one
payah
little
pergi kat
game
Rain lah.
that
Bagi kat aku je.
just
Datang aku je.
eliminated
Aku
us
boleh
from the
predict
biggest tournament
baiknya.
of the year so
Tak
far.
payah ulasan bagai.
Hopefully.
Ini
Let's
sesuai,
see.
ini sesuai.
Game number 3
Terus
is
je.
Vamos and BTR by Vitality. Yes, you did mention BTR might have enough poke, but
Okay, let's go.
real quick, who got the
Jangan
lineup?
laptop,
Who
Alan.
got the better one for you?
Okay, Santorini.
Feel like, and I'm saying that because of
Okay,
ease of
okay. Saya rasa
execution. I
kejap
think
lagi
their
saya buka awaknya
composition's,
DP ni, saya
really
kenal.
solid. Team Vamos will have to really weave their way through the glue as well as the Ruby
Rangers sign out.
and make it so that this Hanabi will be
Rangers dah boleh pencen lah.
to approach the team fights because if you think about it, Harley can go for a deadly magic poke that could be followed up by a Farsa ult, and then the torn apart memory can just destroy the formation of Team Vamos. There's just a lot of immediate damage coming out from BTR. It kind of feels like when they fight in the second turtle or when it's a 5v5 in the 8-minute mark. I think it's easier for BTR to win the team fights.
Yeah, it's instant gratification. You know, you don't need to delay it. It's what we like these days. We just want to see the results of our and the fruits of our labor right away. Niall,
kan tak dapat, dia dah tahu tak ada retreat. Baik tu Niall ni.
Accomplished by BTR by Vitality, and if we're going to be talking about instant gratification.
Dia tahu tak ada retreat
immediately. Though Error 404 will still be able to hit level 4.
Baik tu
he is not going to have a purple buff heading into turtle number 1. So he's going to try to get kills. That's Finn on the glue. He's not going to be able to get that. It's their turn to try and get a bit of a clapback, but now they're going to be forced to get back out of there. But the burst by Error is enough. BTR might have just over-defended their side of the jungle.
That's a welcome kill for Team Vamos after losing their own purple buff. Now Air 404 will be bursting this Lord.
Yang lain tak boleh resist je tak lagi. Strict doh, sangat strict doh.
He's actually level 5 but still loses the retreat battle because of how speedy the burst was for Team Vamos.
A little bit quicker there for Team Vamos now.
Wow.
Trying to find a turnaround with the burst damage of the Nolan. They have to respect. Error 404, we stole his purple buff. How come he's the one who's leading, setting the tempo and getting turtles? Well, it's just some nice, great rotations by Vamos, and of course, how fast a Nolan can take down a turtle by himself.
I can see the Team Vamos are still finding ways to mitigate the first few minutes where they have lost their purple buff. Air 404 with 1 kill it means so much for Team Vamos, but BTR gonna be pushing the tempo. Nail already positioned here in the middle. They want to go for Clocken or Sizga. They want
first
find Clocken.
Right away.
It's not enough.
Not enough. So it's a little dance. They're both disciplined with it. The ultimate of the Farsa is on the clock, so maybe he'll be able to find Shogun up top. He's immobilized and he gets turned to dust by Vamos.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing with the Ruby. Ruby is good in long, extended team fights, but when it comes to burst damage from Team Vamos, courtesy of this Nolan, it's not going to be enough for the Ruby to survive. They want to go for an exchange though for BTR here in the bottom lane, but it seems like with the crowd control immunity that Natko has, it's going to be an easy defense coming out from Team Vamos.
Control of the river now falls for BTR by Vitality. Looks like they'll be able to get another golem from the jungle here from Air 404, who is up top by his lizard. 8 seconds before his orange buff spots, he's gonna have to take that. But Nile and Bigatron by Vitality, they're not playing too much for this turtle. They're getting a lot of river control, seeing what they can get. Oh, Error lets go of his own orange buff. BTR by Vitality will now have to rush for this turtle. This might have been an excellent play because Zikif is blocking a key portion of where they could rotate through. They spot now, they know where he is. Siska there now for the body block. Feathered airstrike utilizing the center of the map so that Clock will not be able to join in, or excuse me, make that Eman. Team Vamos gets turtle number 2. BTR by Vitality are finding bodies, but Clockun finds Nile. A kill. Let's make it 2. That's another one. He takes down the Brody. That's 2 major carries for BTR by Vit, taken out by Clockun on this Valentina.
And how about that? Team Vamos have disintegrated the composition of BTR. When we talk about the composition of BTR, how many times have we commended their upfront damage? But when they are separated, when they are dispersed, Team Vamos's burst is just way too much for them to handle. Only the glue right now is a hero that can last through the one flurry of Team Vamos's combo.
Love this game,
They melt. Eman just getting taken out by Clockun on this first pick Valentina. And even Shogun has to back out very early.
Boleh.
Damage output is just way too good when it comes to burst.
Oh no. Not again. It's probably
Kenapa?
what's going
Kat sana
through
tahan,
the
Mak.
minds right now of BTR by
Kenapa tu?
Vitality and their
Siapa yang
fans.
bergaduh kat sana?
Maybe it's you can see it in the distance. It's getting closer. All those jumping little shurikens, the Hanabi could be their doom. But on the top side of the map, there's going to be a play by Nile and Shogun. They're not going to be able to take down Siska. Here comes Air 404. Now he's going to be able to blink out of that space of escape. Here comes the retribution. The first, still Siska jumps on the head so that Nile gets taken out. They tried to make a play,
Kita
but they
ada
get
makro sikit,
punished
guys.
for
Kita ada
it.
makro sikit.
And just like that, Nail will again be taken out. Eman though, Sky Piercer on this Brody. And he's picked it up. He's gonna recall for now. I think he wants to use it in the upcoming
At
team
least
fight
Kita
as much
Ada.
as possible.
Tu.
Kita Ada
Dia nak
have
record, dia nak
first
record, dia nak record. Jangan bagi
Can he
balik.
get out in time?
Ah.
The Gotf catches him. And Emandal returns damage in kind. They just want to secure the turtle. This time, Team Vamos are successful in doing that.
That's going to be the pull and the burst. Big round by Vitality looking for something, a small win, anything. Because Vamos has gotten so much now.
Okay, dekat Siska lagi.
Not going to be able to take down
Alti Harley
Siska.
pergi ke Siska
It
lagi.
was because of that Esmeralda holding on up top, not being able to get taken down by Shogun and Nile that has led to some big wins across the map. For Team
Vitality
Vamos.
Indonesian 1 versus Vamos
Hey
Malaysia
guys, thank you
1.
very much. Jangan lupa untuk tekan button follow guys.
They're feeling the
Jangan lupa
damage
tekan button
initiation, but they
subscribe.
just
Thank
can't
you.
keep on attacking.
SB.
They just can't
SB
find the
pula,
target.
YT.
Now Zikip eventually falls after the chain stun.
Titi.
But that's just the roamer. They want to utilize this Sky Piercer onto Eman, and now they're look at them activate this Brody. They're gonna be surrounding him right now.
Boleh tu Natko, boleh
Utilizing this
1v4
Brody
boleh
to
tu
its
kau
full
main
potential.
Anabi
And
kot.
Team Vamos. They
Kau
have
tengok
led by
tak itu hari aku main
3,000
Anabi?
for
1v5
the
aku
longest
dapat
time now.
savage.
Can they last this storm from BTR?
Follow, tap to
They've
love,
decided to
subscribe.
turn it around in
Yes,
terms
follow,
of their
follow, tap, tap,
rotations. They are willingly
subscribe.
giving up control in the opposite side of the map to bait Vamos to set up their Brody so they can finally start getting stacks. Zikif was the first attempt earlier, but unfortunately, it went to Nile. It went to the Harley, but you see it. They're hungry for it. They're looking for everything they can so that Eman can start chaining kills together for Sky Piercer stacks. They might find one. Here comes Finn, the entry. Moreno does not have his feathered airstrike. No, he just used it. He has it with him. Gonna be step number 1. Yes, it is.
Dapat tu,
Waiting
dapat
for
tu,
Eman.
dapat tu.
There's gonna be another counter burst.
Dapat tu, Natko, silap kau dah ke depan.
But that's a double for Eman. This could be 3, and it's the snowball of Bigatron by Vitality, fully activated. You saw it in their moves. You saw it in how they wanted to get the fight, and they did.
And how about that
Brody dah jadi,
BTR chain stun? They have caught Zikif activating the first Sky Piercer stack. They've found Natko with that wonderful ult coming up from
YG
Moreno.
Handsome and
To be fair,
Cantic
Clouded
follow, tap to
had
love,
his own
subscribe.
high
Apa tak apa,
with
first
that
slot, biarkan dia, biarkan dia. Ambil dulu ke atas tu.
Airstrike that took out one member of BTR, but Eman only had to stack up twice, and then torn apart memories as well as the natural damage output of the Sky Piercer Brody is enough. Now the Malefic Gun being picked up as well. They just ramped up so quickly. Imagine 2 minutes ago, Eman just picked up his Sky Piercer, or maybe 3 minutes ago. But now he has his 3rd item or 4th item to add to that. The Malefic Gun will be so important in the damage output of this Brody from Eman.
Okay. Vamos now. How are they going to be able to answer this, Brody? They still do have the Hanabi. They can play a very annoying defense, considering that they can also steal away the feathered airstrike of the Farsa.
Natko, kau jaga tu kau punya position je tu, dah boleh menang ni. Hanabi ni memang hero kemenangan tu.
Get out of the base like this, they're putting themselves at risk of setting up even more kills again for the Brody and the Farsa together. Oh, conceal play. This could be massive for
Apa yang
BTR
takutnya?
if they can get it
Jangan
latched
takut,
onto it,
lawan.
but Vamos decide to back off.
Mati tanam.
All of a sudden, the tables have turned. BTR are now invading the jungle of Team Vamos, having the Lord on their side. A split push coming up from the Nolan. Might
macam tu
be
jadi
able
orang
to
biar
pop the
tu.
holy
Semua.
shields, but BTR,
Serius
they're
ah.
banking on that. They want that to be forced out because they can
Wait.
trade properly. Top lane,
No.
See that? Oh, big shot, big kill on Siska actually. Onto the backline. Error wants to go for a kill. Gets the kill onto Moreno, but he's gonna be shut down by Shogun. Not a good trade at all for Team Vamos.
He tried to go after the Brody, but just as you pointed out in the draft, it was the don't run wolf king of this Ruby that stopped Nolan in its tracks. It still got the Farsa, but it messed up his tempo and flow of trying to take down Eman.
Oh, 3-man stun. Ganotkacha will not be able to pop the ultimate, but the torn apart memory. Oh, that's just enough for Team Vamos to just back out. They did eventually take out Finn. The BTR overspeeding a little bit in there.
Oh, they tried. You could see it conceptually, the Hanabi, but even though all of them were together, they still were lacking damage. They need the presence of Error 404. Maybe even just more items for this Hanabi, but don't tell me it's gonna take all the way until Natco getting fully built for the turnaround of Vamos, because again, BTR about Vitality, they can drag this game out too. They're happy with that.
Yeah. Look at this Shogun from the right side. They want to go in for the quick kill onto Finn. Renmar, look at this Shogun with initiation. They have found Zekif and they have the damage, of course. It's going to be a Sky Piercer again.
Dua-dua Romo mati Dua-dua Romo mati
Another stack for this Brody. Vamos, they have enough, but will they still try? They're trying to bait something
Lord
out.
Dance.
Up top in the purple buff, Nile. I don't know if he was able to steal it away, but they're deciding to go for the rush. Arrow 404 does have his purple buff. They're rushing it. Right under the noses of BTR by Vitality. Team Vamos have taken this Lord. Moreno with a feathered airstrike trying to take down Siska.
Good one.
Because Nile decided to go to the purple buff. That was an easy spot by Vamos. And BTR lose the Lord.
Jengen NK spam BYK2MSGYG Sama.
Into the game.
Nicey.
They have found an opening and they took it. Now it makes it so that this is an even game for them.
Go. Tangkap. Mana nak tangkap? Tapi susah tu. Kalau main Gotf ni susah nak tangkap.
You have to just assume with the nature of the draft from BTR, this has to be a 5-man team. Although the Harley will be more of a flank, you have to just understand that everybody is just together if they're playing as BTR, because this is a Brody composition. So you have to really address that. Natco being bursted, but will survive.
All right. Still, the Hanabi holds on. Clockun does have the ultimate of the Ruby. He puts the flicker out of Eman. Can Clockun find some magic with the stolen? I'm offended. Cannot get close enough. Zekif gets punished.
Kalau kau masuk macam tu, tak ada support datang cepat, memang mati. Follow up lambat. Ni kau tengah nak lompatkan. Aku tengah lompat. Aku alti ni. Sebelum alti, 2 second, 3 second bagi tahu kat kawan-kawan.
Left on his HP pool, but then again,
aku nak ulti ni. Tahu. Ini dah ulti kan. Aku nak ulti. Apalah. Memang tak ada backup lah.
Went out from M6, 1 and 2. I wonder how many stacks there should be. So 6, that's about 60, right? Or that's about 7.
Tak apa. Kadang-kadang mistake tu normal, guys.
I'm wrong. You start with 30, right?
Was it the 20?
Okay.
20. Yeah, I start with 20.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you should be maxed out already.
Yeah, should be maxed out.
Itu cantik tu.
AOG. They get the start onto it. That was a brave attempt. That was an attempt of all time. But Team Vamos might be able to make something out of this through their Hanabi. But no, I'm spoken too soon. That's despite Nazca being able to get a free hit. It's not enough in terms of the damage department. The Sky Piercer onto Eman. The damage of this Brody. The damage of this Harley. BTR by Vitality are just dissecting through Vamos' attempt of catching them off guard. It's Vamos who gets punished through the entry of Zekif. Without this Hanabi, because they hold on. He gets taken aback. Siska gets punished. And it's BTR by Vitality who are going to be able to ride to this win through the Lord once they get it, because the defense of Vamos might not just be enough.
An ambitious AOG coming out from Zekif. That opened up the fight for BTR. And how about that 3-man flicker stun coming out from Finn? Catching the members of Team Vamos off guard, gets the refresh was able to take out Natko because of the ultimate. Despite being
dah
CC immune, you cannot
fit tu.
prevent this glue from riding the Hanabi, and that meant that BTR
Tengok Eman dah tak boleh pegang Eman sekarang ni. Emang dia fat teruk. Orang kata
have
fat
taken the
teruk.
game back in their favor, and this time it's a very commanding lead that they have.
If Glue wants to, it shall
Tu
do
atas
it.
atas tu
It will
minion
ride
datang tu.
whichever and whomever it would want to ride. BTR, can they end it here?
Air 404 has to back down. Oh, he stays. He wants to go for another ambitious play. Zekif is here.
What you guys trying to do?
I know what you're trying to do. Don't give in to your intrusive thoughts. They won't. They will just back
What
down.
you guys trying to do?
And they will have to defend bottom lane. They will have to give up this outer turret. And BTR are knocking on their doors. Three-pronged attack from BTR.
Now Eman is at 80. The 2 kills that he got. Just got a reminder that you do start with 0 on the Skypiercer, then you work your way up from there. And he is maxed out at this point, and Vamos know it. It's too difficult for them to go in for a dive because they might just get marked by the Brody and torn apart. Memory to finish it off. Pick up the entry might be dropped by Vitality. They throw everything at
nasib baik.
who's trying to survive.
Sempat.
He finally makes it to the respawn point just in time. And here comes the turnaround by Ziggy. They fight the Farsa, but Eman is too much of a problem. They get the Farsa down, but Eman just has too much protection and too much damage on him.
They were able to take out 2 inhibitor turrets. And with all 2 failures, I think Team Vamos actually found a good opening out there. Despite everything that Eman has, they have taken out Moreno, but it's not going to be enough.
Oh, Shogun!
The jump, and it comes down with a fall of damage. They have eliminated in the race to Natko. Just like that, Eman is now
Kita Ada
poising
macro
for
sicket.
an endable angle. Clockun wants to go in with his stolen again. Ultimate. It's enough to clear out the minion waste. Nail wants to go forward. Remember to finish him off. What a combo from the damage dealers of Bigatron. Now Air 404 receives the deadly magic, survives for now. Finn has to go back. A close range ultimate coming from Zekif. Eman will be able to run away from that one. The base is low. The members of BTR knocking on their doors. Oh, Error 404 bite the deck and he falls. That's it. BTR gonna advance after winning against Team Vamos.
An exciting
Good game.
It's Bigatron by Vitality
6-8,
take the W. And you saw the moment it all switched for them. It looked like Vamos would be taking control of the game, but once Eman got his Skypiercer,
Kita Ada macro
BTR
sicket.
by Vitality changed their
Kita ada makro
rotation,
sikit je
pedal
tu.
to the metal,
Natko talk
and
ready jaga
Vamos
kedu
could
dukan
not
K.
Kita ada
stop
makro
the
sikit je tu.
Brody
Macam mana nak
with
menang ni?
max stacks.
Tap 2, follow and subscribe guys.
Third pick Brody, and BTR made it look really good. Made it look like the strongest marksman in the meta. On how patient they were in the first 5 minutes, where they made sure that they're not rushing things. Once the Skypiercer was picked up, it was then go time for Eman, and Eman was untouched afterwards, able to just get kills after kills. The triple kill was the most important point for them, as they were able to close the things out, and eventually they have
Nggak apa-apa guys, nggak apa-apa. Ada game lagi.
What a series that we
Kita
have
Ada
seen. Even
macro
that last
sicket.
game,
Follow
Ada
on
besok,
Massive
ada
Sicket.
lagi.
their
No
way
worries.
back into the game. They found openings like the blitz into the Lord, some pickoffs, some turnarounds. But then again, eventually BTR's composition was just way too good.
And their execution with it, way too sharp. Way too decisive, it looked like, even for Vamos to handle. He tried to get some good stuff with it. Tried to turn it around, but the slow creeping realization of the Brody might just be unstoppable ended up becoming true. And we said it in the draft as well, wherein once that Brody popped up, we had this feeling of like, ooh, what if it's the realization that Vamos might just not have enough for this Brody. They close it out with a Farsa, which
Hari ni berapa
we
bulan
thought,
4.
might spell trouble for them. but in the end, it just ended up working out so well because they executed it down to the T. It was amazing to watch. The moment that Skypiercer was picked up, it looked like a completely different BTR by Vitality that we saw compared to the early portions of the game.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's because Moreno was just connecting with his teammates way better this time, or maybe it's the other way around. It's the other members connecting with what Moreno has in mind. Because when we saw how they utilized Shogun in the
It's okay. Benda dah kalah nak buat macam mana?
He was always on point. But then again, Finn, I think is also very commendable his game. So many multiple heroes.
Kawan aku daripada Ipoh pun tengok live aku Dan Lokma! Shout out to Dan Lokma guys.
One game Pawn X Boleh Menang Lane.
Dan Lokma
Overall BTR, no passengers out here. Even Niall with a lot of deaths across all games. It's ever so dependable. And I like how they ended this. You can see how Niall will go in, and then Eman was ready for the torn apart memory. I think it will be the play after this one because it looks really amazing. It looks like very calculated. You thought that you would be able to run away as Team Vamos, but no. Niall as well as Eman, I think they have gelled together so well that they have taken out. They can show us combo plays like that.
And not this time will they fall to a Hanabi. Not twice in just a span of a few weeks. And they do it again. They were honest with it with their Brody pickup.
Kalaweda Otak
We had a
Bole
strong hunch
Fakir
the
Sendiri
Farsa was
Gold
coming. We
Lane
thought
2
it would be
Bagas
something else, but they
correct.
still played into it. And they picked it up. The Ruby was a welcome surprise. And it seems like now in this current metagame, it's okay to have some very glaring weaknesses maybe in a certain aspect of it. But as long as you lean hard in being able to do the thing that you want to do, it's so much better for you. It's like balance has been thrown out the window, and now it's just all about having a clear identity of how to win the game. Again, as long as you have hella damage to go with that.
Kalaweda Otak Bole Fakir Sendiri Gold Lane 2 OK
Of
Kirk.
course, is going to be Eman 800 GPM.
Aku
11,
macam
1, and 3.
susah doh. Gatot sekarang ni main susah kan?
That immortality at the end, the talent to fight.
Tak, aku rasa macam susah doh sekarang ni Zakif nak dimainkan Gatot.
All throughout the series, in fact.
Meta sekarang.
Remember, even when he was playing the Moskov, it was just the rest of the team just getting obliterated by the Melissa. But come game 2 N3, he's shown what the limits will be for
11-1-3 doh. Eman mendunia guys.
For playing a Brody. Ever so dependable
Okay guys.
in the gold lane. Eman
Team Vamos officially dah keluar line up
how it is.
Korang dah nampak belum?
A very dependable marksman. You just have to wait for your time.
Waldo, Babet, Era, Zakif, Kloku, Nako, Siska, Sopat, dan Emal.
Understanding of this meta, we've gone to
Emal yang bakal menggantikan tempat Bocil.
And that were the main centerpieces were Melissa and then suddenly a surprise Brody in the end at a game number 3. We still have 3 more series coming our way, but for now, I think we're going to be going off on a quick little break. We've had some amazing action.
So it's not going to be a quick
little one. It's going to be a pretty lengthy one, so we have a lot of time. When we come back, more action, MLBB here at Games of the Future. It's Red White Wolf after this break.
Kita tengok tutur sawo sawo next game 8.50 guys. Ada 2 jam lagi. So apa kata saya end live dulu kan, lepas tu belah sini pun dah habis. Saya end dulu. Nanti malam kita jumpa balik 8.50. How is it? Okay kan? Okay? Boleh kan? Dan 8.30 lah macam tu saya live. Game dah habis. Emang juga pernah tak perform di BTR, tapi Bego terus tetap sokong tak macam kalian sih. Oh ya. Okay. Begitulah kalau fansnya. Seharusnya begitu. Alright guys, so saya akan end live dan kita akan kembali malam nanti. Alright, kita berjumpa di waktu malam nanti. Okay, yang mana yang belum follow pastikan dah follow, yang mana yang belum subscribe pastikan subscribe. Turn on the notification. Jam 8.30 macam tu saya akan start stream untuk game SRG. Alright, so thanks. We will see you again later. Bye bye.